Well, hello there, everybody.
Hello.
Well, I'm Clover, Boxmeister over here. And
Hello there.
yeah, we're gonna pretty much race, but not in a Link to the Past you normally see. But we have some lovely people on the couch, Xita and Blastermak, who can explain all that to you. And we're gonna be focusing on the run ourselves, so they will tell you all about it. So let's focus on the run. If we're gonna count down, and then I say let's get started, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, good luck, guys.
Good luck.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah. So I'm Xita. I'm joined by Blastermak.
Hello.
He has played this game like
I've played this game a couple times, just
I've
not the
already missed what they picked up.
insanity right here. So you know.
yeah. This is inverted Keysanity flute start or influ keys for short. Because yeah, I don't know why. That
People,
sounds
people
to me
like
that's-
suffering.
Yeah, it sounds like a weird branch of the flute, but it's yeah, it's inverted. They start with the flute. In inverted, the flute works in the dark world instead of the light world, and I'm already messing up the tracking.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
We've got a boomerang on the left side for Clover.
yeah.
And of course, Box is in the same room, so he got those
All the way
items as
around.
well. Oh, for us? Yeah.
I've just missed what Ms. Remeyer had for medallion, but that's whatever.
All right.
And Boxmeister deciding to immediately go into the first dungeon. Steve's Town is a relatively easy dungeon normally, and that's a small key to get it.
All right.
So yeah, Keysanity means that all the small keys and big keys of the entire game are scrambled into the item pool, together with like all the mandatory items. I'll be trying to do commentary and keep my eye on what they pick up. It's been a while since I've done that, so
It's a lot, of course, because there's a lot of items scattered all over the place, even in base game. But both are players deciding to go into Thieves Town, as that's their first accessible dungeon. There's a couple items that are easily available without too much danger. Of course, since we are in the dark world, everything will hit like a brick. Starting on 3 hearts, that's quite dangerous. But apparently some people find that fun.
yeah, Box already found another heart, so
Yeah.
he's good to go.
He's good to go, and immediately he dies. So, you know.
On purpose. Because that's the faster way out of the dungeon.
Of course, our players like to go fast. So yeah, we'll see that in the beginning, both of our players will be doing roughly the same steps, the same checks.
Ah, Box getting the 50-50.
Ooh,
Very nice. So one bush there has a 50-50 chance of showing you a bomb, and Box managed to get it.
Yeah.
Which is convenient.
you don't have to farm for bombs.
You kind of would like more than one, but
At this point, you get what you get, I
Yeah.
guess. So let's see what he does, going for the archery minigame.
yes. He has to pay 20 rupees to be able to shoot 5 arrows, and if he times this correctly, then be earning a good amount of money.
Which could be very helpful, because there's a couple checks early on that require a lot of money.
Yeah, he now has 124, and he pays another 20.
Yeah.
Clover deciding to do an entire different check.
So we're already seeing some routing divergence, which, depending on what either one of those, what either one of them find, could mean some bonuses, of course.
Yeah, and the scary part about starting in the dark world is that the enemies will still hurt you like they would in the regular game when you enter the dark world.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, Box
Ooh.
getting a 6 dig item from the digging minigame,
Yeah.
and still continuing for more money.
It's an easy place to get some money.
Yeah, he
course,
decides to leave
Clover
it behind
getting into his second dungeon here.
and picking up some bombs.
That's always very helpful.
And that's the biggie to Eastern on Clover's side. Boxmeister continuing his route. Ooh,
That's
blue mail.
very helpful.
Yeah, that will halve the damage that he takes. So, especially this early on with this low amount of health.
Yeah, that
Really nice.
will make his life very much easier. So continuing on with a couple easy checks, the rupee chest minigame, finding the compass of Dark Palace.
Yay, now he doesn't have to count.
Whoa! We like not counting.
Yeah.
Clover continuing on in Skullwoods. Meantime, having a bit of trouble with the annoying enemies, the annoying mummies.
Yeah, especially early on, they are rather dangerous.
But looks like he gets safely across.
Yep.
So if he doesn't, yeah, well, we escaped the floor master, is it in this game, or the wall master?
Wall master.
Wall master. And finding some money. So not too...
Yep, not... But a trick he did there, and I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he killed one of the enemies that dropped a magic container. If he would have picked it up, the wall master would have dropped quicker. Because as long as there's 4 sprites on screen in that room, weirdly enough, the wall master doesn't spawn.
Oh.
Yay for sprite limitations on SNES games. And both of them going to roughly the same location.
Yeah.
Oh,
Careful dodging over there. Ooh,
very nice. Very nice.
Hoping for some hearts here. That could make his life easier.
Definitely. Ooh. A small key to Palace of Darkness. One of the other dungeons they do have access to right now. That's the map of Eastern.
Less counting again. Oh no, that was the compass.
Yeah, so once they enter Eastern Palace now, they can see if it's a crystal or a pendant. Pendants tend to not be that important in this seed, or in this mode, but could be.
Yeah. Have they randomized the amount of crystals we need for Ganon's Tower?
It is 7 crystals for Ganon's Tower, 7 crystals to be able to damage Ganon.
Alright.
And Ganon's Tower has to be completed. So let's see what Clover does next. Oh. Going back to the village makes a lot of sense right now.
Yeah, I don't think Clover has done these mini-game checks.
Nope, not yet.
Meanwhile, Box is staying over in Skullwoods, getting the last couple checks he has access to there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Box has picked up the key to Eastern yet. But I get a confirmation from someone behind me that it's been picked up. It's kind of hard to keep track of 2 screens at the same time. And
It's a
there's
lot, of
Clover's
course.
small
So, yeah.
thieves.
Of course, both of our runners are keeping track of their own inventories as well, so they don't rely on us, thankfully. That would be a bad time.
Yep.
Or they should have gotten good memory. I know mine isn't that good, so I for sure wouldn't be able to keep track of all the checks, because
Box fine. Small key.
there's what like 200 to 50?
216, I believe.
That's a lot of checks to keep in mind. So a tracker is very helpful. Meanwhile, Box finding his glove and his first sword.
Giving him a little bit of more options.
Yeah, having the sword is definitely a much safer.
And you see Clover opt to do the arrow minigame as well to earn some money. Because, yeah, this seed kind of screams, you need money. Okay, Box deciding to not save the old man immediately.
He can fend for himself, or
Box
he's
deciding
going back.
to go back, yeah.
Sure. Saving the old man could give him a useful item,
Yeah.
but he has to navigate in the dark.
Yeah.
Because that's logically required, right? In this,
Nope.
oh, it isn't.
It isn't.
Ooh, Box doing.
Dark caves are never required in this logic. I am not entirely sure if dark rooms with a torch would count towards it needed. Because if you have a fire rod, you can lit the torches and thus see in the dark rooms. In a cave, that doesn't work because there's no torches to light. But
Right,
yeah,
but-
Clover kind of playing catch up right now. But nothing is set in stone yet. We're 10 minutes in.
A lot could still happen. I mean, we got an estimate of 2.5 hours, so
We can complete roughly 0 dungeons at the moment. So, you know.
makes sense for them to go for these overworld checks, not
And
dip
Clover
into
finding the blue mail.
dungeons
the
that
blue
much.
mail. So Clover will also go to Hype Cave, finding that.
So yeah, for in Flukeys, the old man has got to travel with us for a long while.
Yeah. It's
'Cause-
a lengthy walk. Okay, nothing on there.
Luckily, we can drop down.
And
With
as you can hear, the music changed as well. This is what we refer to as the Darkwood music before Moon Pearl. Because as soon as you have the Moon Pearl, it will change to regular music.
Yeah.
And you're now a bunny.
Box in the classic bunny sprite, yeah.
I like this. I like the diversions.
Yeah, we're seeing two completely different routes.
Yeah, one of them went up to the mountain to do some checks there. There's, with the old man included, 5 checks that you can do. Box spotting the item. We could not really see it.
Yeah. My eyes are not that well trained to see those minute details.
Yeah. So that's Clover having an unfortunate death, but
Poor
yeah,
Clover.
we've told him before dying is slow.
There we go. Now we can see the
It's
item.
the hook shot.
It's the hook shot, which is a very, very useful item to have.
It's a potential required item. Well, not even potential. It's for
For Misery, it's required. No, it's-
no, for Misery Mire, it's not the only location it could technically be 100% required for is Ganon's Tower. Because after you defeat the last boss in there, like the second to last boss, because the last boss is Aghanim,
Yeah.
and then you get teleported out, but the second to last boss, you have to hookshot over to your chest.
right.
Unless you can either hover or hold orb bounce, which are very, very advanced techniques.
Yep. So
Especially Moldorm bouncing is it's a bomb jump, but you bounce against the Moldorm, which gives you an extremely big bounce backwards, and that's the way you cross the gap.
So Clover is entering Palace of Darkness, and
Box is in Aga Tower,
this
checking
is
the first item.
quite the route divergence here for
Yeah,
our players.
we'll see which one pays off the most.
But we can do a lot in pod with just one key, right? Because we can.
Nah, depends. Okay. Yeah. So there are 2 options. Either Clover is gonna open the front door, which would require him to get 6 keys, or he's gonna perform a trick called Mimic Clipping, which,
He told us he had practiced, so
He had
maybe
practiced
we'll
that,
see.
yeah.
We'll see.
by the looks of it, he goes for Mimic Clipping,
Ooh,
which is
a spicy play here.
spicy play. But if it pays off, then
He could get a good item early on.
was that a red or a blue rod? I think it was a red one.
He hasn't marked it yet on his own tracker.
I think he has. Yeah, it's the fire rod.
There we go.
So that would allow Box to clear the first dungeon,
Ooh,
being Skull Woods.
that's very good. Yeah, that gives him at least an advantage. And here we see another
Ooh.
convenient usage of the hook shot.
Yep.
While the hook is out, our characters are invincible, which of course with these Lionels here on Death Mountain,
Yeah.
those are very, very dangerous. I believe they do like
4 hearts.
4 hearts. Yeah.
I think it's 4 hearts or 3 with blue mail.
So even so, like 1 or 2 hits will knock our players out, which is very.
And that's the ooh. Ooh. And by now Clover is pause buffering to trying to clip the mimics into the wall and make them go off screen, because that's the only thing.
Oh, there
Yep,
we go.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
That is not an easy trick to
That's-
pull off.
Yeah. Very happy we got to see that.
It's a really cool clip.
Not even the trick being done right here, but just the mimic casually going off screen. That's good to see. Ooh, a sword for Box. And the compass for Desert.
That's not that big.
I mean, the sword upgrade is very good.
Oh. Clover finding a very,
big-
very needed item.
Yeah.
I do wonder what he's gonna do. If he's gonna use that small key and continue or that he's just gonna walk out, and I think he's gonna use that.
Yeah, he's gonna go out the dungeon.
If it would have gone out, that save and quit would have been faster. I think he's gonna continue with that one small key. Meanwhile, Box having a sword advantage and that fire rod.
Going to go back to Skullwoods with our handy fire rod, which means he can enter
The back.
Or the giant head.
Yeah. Yeah. And Clover finding.
Big of Skullwoods. That's very helpful.
Depends on what's in that chest. If that holds any value, Clover might have an edge over Box in that regard.
Have we already seen if Skullwoods is a crystal or pendant dungeon?
We have not. We have not found the map of it yet, so...
So in either case, the big key could be very useful, if not for the big chest, but...
Yeah, we don't need it for the
access.
boss. No, you don't actually need it for the boss. Skullwoods is one of the few dungeons in this game where the big key is not required to beat the boss. Swamp Palace is the other one. And, you know, technically you don't need the big key of Ice Palace. But
if you do some shenanigans, probably.
You do some shenanigans, yeah. If you do it casually, you will need the key. Skullwoods and Swamp Palace, you need the big key for the big chest, and that's about it.
Clover getting some love from Catfish.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Box still on his way to the backside of Skullwoods. There we go.
And they're still on relatively low health, so...
Be very precarious movement here indeed.
Yeah, they have to be careful.
Clover checking what's on the pyramid. Box getting his Cane of Samaria.
That's a huge find.
That's a very good item to have.
Meanwhile, Clover finally making its way to the mountain. Deciding to skip the old man for now, which, I mean, makes sense. We know the old man doesn't hold any value, and...
But he doesn't know.
No, but it's not in logic anyway.
That's fair.
Because you would need the lamp to get it. And Clover realizing halfway up there that the old man saving might be something he needs to do.
Yeah.
Why is it that every moment that we say, oh, they're skipping old man, they both return for it? It's like they can hear us, but
we're giving them prime examples of the commentator's curse without them even knowing what the commentator's curse we can give them. So, you know, it's fun.
Yep.
For us.
Definitely.
So yeah, we're a bit of dark room navigation by Clover here.
Box getting a very nice full magic drop.
That could prove the difference in the Mothula fight.
Yeah, the Fire Rod deals the same damage as a Master Sword against Mothula.
But he doesn't have the knockback on the fire.
That's a little bit of your advantage in that.
It's still a difficult fight nonetheless.
Weirdly enough, this boss is only difficult because of the room. The conveyor belt and the spikes make it very difficult. This boss in any other room...
Easy, yeah.
Easy.
There we go.
And that's a very clean fight.
That's a very clean fight for Box over there. We'll
Giving
see what
us some
that.
money. And it's a crystal.
Ooh.
So that's 1 out of 7 done. And
yeah, Clover finding out that dashing with the old man following you isn't really that fast. Because apparently he doesn't have boots.
Slow. It's really slow. Yeah. But, and this is a big win, quote-unquote win on Clover's side. Clover has that Moon Pearl. So as soon as Clover picks up the hook shot, which we know is on the mountain, it will allow him to go to the right side of the mountain and check like 8 more items.
Ooh, yeah. It was Paradox Cave, it was here,
yeah,
right?
Paradox Cave.
Which has 5?
7 in total. 7 in total.
So that's a lot of bang for your buck.
Yep. So that might prove to be Clover's well, luck.
Luck, yeah, because he
Because
doesn't
if he
know.
finds a hammer there, he can continue to the Tower of Hera, and so on and so on.
Yeah, getting kind of a snowball effect.
This might spiral out of control quickly. Oh, Clover not opting to check, but just
Did you
goes
just
for the
try
item.
to make a pun on Spiral Cave, or am I not?
No, it was not an intended pun, but
Don't be a coward. Intend your puns.
I will from now on.
Yeah, Clover here finding his hook shot, so he knows he's in luck.
Yep, he knows he has a lot more to do on the mountain. And Box now going into Palace of Darkness with that additional small key that he picked up on the mountain. So it's a bit of a... Yeah, you know, you take some, you lose some.
Yeah. But still, we're like only 20 minutes in. There's a lot of game left.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of things that can happen.
So, logically speaking, you would always need 6 small keys for Palace of Darkness. Both of these runners know enough tricks that minimally they would need 4. But that would require not opening the front door, which they both did.
But, yeah.
So they now need 5. Because there's one trick which can save you a small key.
But that's one of the more difficult tricks in this dungeon, right?
Yeah, and I think both of them know it. Ooh, Box finding that Quake, and Clover potentially has Quake as well then.
Yeah, he has it marked on his tracker. I can see that.
Ooh, spicy play from Box, opting to check that immediately, but sure. Small key Skullwoods.
And that's the hammer. That's
And a hammer. Yep, that's... Clover is in
a
a...
good advantage for Clover at this point.
He also has light Rolexes outside of the mountain now. Because he has a hammer and a glove, so...
A lot of stuff to do for Clover.
Yep.
So
Clover might not return to that Skullwoods, given it doesn't have as much anymore.
Let's see here. So far, not really anything that's the compass to Ganon's Tower. And just
300
money.
rupees.
So not
Money is never a bad thing, but maybe our friendly host could tell us what donating money to BSG would do. If our host is awake.
I see him scrambling.
I am awake. I just couldn't find the page. My bad. I shuffled it the wrong way. Okay, we got a €5 donation from Empty Knoll saying, "There's a disturbing lack of frikandel special in the crowd. What if Zelda was a girl?" It goes to the Pizza Tower bit war. €5 to kill. Snotty. Yeah, okay. What do you want more?
If you got any more, please.
Yeah, please do.
enlighten
You know
us.
what? You know what's going to happen soon? On May 22nd till 25th?
Wasn't that UKSD?
Yeah, I have a feeling that might be...
UKSG Green 2025 in Glasgow, Scotland.
Oh.
And after that, we also have Energy Fall 2025.
Very
on
nice.
September 19th till 20... Yeah, 21st. I can't speak no more. Holy.
Words are difficult.
Exactly. So if you're
They
looking
are.
for more speedrun action, then you know where to be.
Thank you for those kind words.
And Clover picking up a Bugnad.
That's not really that useful. I mean, you
No.
can.
You can
do the
swag him.
meme.
Yeah, swagging him.
Okay, I need to know. What is Keysanity again?
All the small keys are scattered around the world. So technically, Clover is not able to beat this dungeon because he doesn't have the big key or the small key. But there's this beautiful trick we call Hera Pot,
Which involves the pot in Hera.
which involves this pot that's visible on Clover's screen. He's gonna place a bomb down and then he's gonna casually walk into the explosion, which will knock him into like a pixel of the pot, and then he can drop in. Because that's, you know,
Meanwhile, Box is opening Misery Mire.
which is totally a logical play on his hand.
He's got the correct medallion for it, so I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Small key to ice.
So, Clover doing this now will mean that he'll leave 2 items behind in the dungeon, being the big chest and the small chest in the basement. he might never return for them. It's one of those gambles you take.
Especially if this dungeon turns out to be a crystal dungeon.
Well, it is.
Oh.
As you can see in Clover's screen, like next to the magic bar, it says C, which means crystal. It can either say P or C. P means pendant, C means crystal. They made it easy like that. And with that, Clover defeats his first dungeon, being the Tower of Hera, receiving a small key to Turtle Rock, which is definitely required.
Yeah,
And
that
a
come in
crystal.
very handy.
I have not seen what Box has picked up in the meantime,
You can barely see his
but I
tracker
can
from
see
here.
that Box has a bottle marked,
That could be very handy.
and that's about it, from what I can tell from this distance. Yeah, having 2 game feeds to keep track of, especially like this early on, there's just a lot of items.
And of course, our players are going very fast.
I hope that Clover makes the decision to also check the Dark Mountain, but we'll see.
At least he's not spiraling out of control.
Nope. Box finding nothing in cutscene chest.
Does he have a lot to do still in this dungeon?
He can pretty much clear this dungeon
that's
except for the big chest and the boss right now.
Another small key to Turtle Rock for Clover.
Ooh. There's no portal.
Ooh, flippers for Box.
Ooh, that might be big.
That could be very handy. But yeah, Clover is staying in the light world for now.
I don't really understand why, because there's no portal to the dark world.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mimic Cave. Of course. I just missed what Box picked up.
I did as well. Mimic Cave did just get him money.
I mean, he needs 500 rupees for Zora. And Box having to unfortunately leave one of the checks behind because you have to walk on the spike deals damage, he only has half a heart.
Yup.
So the question is, will Box return for it?
Map of desert for Box.
Oh no, Box fell down. Oh no,
Oh.
he dies. And Clover definitely going back to the mountain. So we'll find that fire rod as well.
Yup. So maybe then he will also complete Skull Woods. We'll see.
Yeah, Box will probably follow that the flippers now into Ice Palace. So as you can see, that mimic clip that Clover was able to do is actually giving him a huge advantage.
Yup.
Because, well, he might be able to go flipperless. Then again, the logic would never, ever require you to do...
Oh, that's a costly death for Clover there.
Yeah, and we've told him before.
Yeah.
Dying is slow.
Sometimes.
I think he heard that.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, we see Box in Ice Palace.
And meanwhile, while we see our players adventuring through their respective dungeons, I think our friendly host has something to say for us. If you heard that.
Sometimes I do. We
Ooh.
got €5 from Peltos saying, "Hey BSG, great to see. What? Great to see. Check out this run. Good luck to Box and Clover and Yato. Happy birthday." No, don't do that.
Happy birthday,
don't do
Yato.
that.
I won't say it. He might murder me if I say it.
Hell yeah. So we have another €5 donation from Zelda saying, "Hey friends, just dropping a pun in Wiki's honor.
Aww.
Why did Link go to the Dongo's cavern? Because he figured nothing could go wrong."
Ooh. I hope you enjoyed a visible facepalm from us here.
I think that's why she donated it.
I hope so.
I hope that was worth your money. Also, I think Vicky might DM her now. I am proud of you.
Going for a circle.
And Box doing a skip there called Icebreaker.
But there's no ice being broken.
No, but we break the wall. Because, you know, walls are a mere suggestion, as Raycold has told us before as well.
Yep.
And by the looks of it, Clover has his second sword as well. And the fire rod. And potentially that second odd small, but I'm not sure. So far for Box, it's
Ice Palace hasn't been very...
kind. I also don't really... Oh, he doesn't... Oh? Oh, wait. Now I understand.
Oh?
Box doesn't have the hammer yet.
Ooh, yeah. That does hard lock a lot of checks in this dungeon.
Yup.
So a mandatory double dip here. Which is of course no stranger in these kinds of randomized seeds.
In Keysanity, it's relatively normal to double dip dungeons. Especially like the dungeons you have access to from the start on. But yeah. It's an interesting race so far.
Yeah.
And
We've got some useful tools early on.
yeah, I think Clover is gonna go for Skullwood's finishing into going into the light world.
Which makes sense given he has his fire rod now.
Yep.
So yeah, Box also finding out the item on the pyramid isn't that useful.
And he looks kind of lost, I think.
Yeah, thinking what he's gonna do. Which he has limited options at this point.
I think he may have just forgotten something. I'm fairly sure he has, because there has to be... Well, yes, he can venture into Ice Palace further by, instead of icebreakering, doing a... Well, doing it, I would almost say, the casual way. But
Casual strats in our speedruns?
yeah, but I think
More likely than you think.
he might not entirely do it casually. He might do a thing called a bomb jump, which for the speedrun of this game saves quite a bit of time. Because the place where he just went through the wall, like in his earlier visit, normally you would go all the way there the regular way, and then you have to loop again through the entire dungeon. And if you do a bomb jump, you can leave the colored pegs differently, which suddenly makes it not required to do a full loop again. So it saves you an entire trip through the dungeon.
Yeah, casually this dungeon takes a long while.
Yeah, it takes a good while, yeah.
You're doing a couple trips around it.
Especially since, like, this is normally the 5th dungeon you do. Ice Palace would be the 5th dungeon if you follow the intended order. In this place, you would find the Blue Mail upgrade. So everything in this place hurts like a truck. Until you find that Blue Mail, because that's your damage, you know, negation.
Reduction, yeah.
And... yeah, Box doesn't have the bug net or a bottle to store it in. Well, he has the bottle, but...
No way to
bug net.
catch it.
Clover making his way through Skullwoods.
Let's see if he can get lucky with a magic drop before the end.
Clover probably not gonna kill any enemies in the next room, because Clover found an additional small key, and Box doing that Ice Palace bomb jump perfectly.
Which I've been told is one of the more
Easy to learn tricks.
to learn, yeah.
To do it quickly is a different story, but
The setup is quite easy, yeah.
Clover having a green potion actually helping out.
That's some very handy thinking on his part.
Yep. Also, what we didn't mention in the previous Mochila fight is that Mochila doesn't take damage when it bounces against the spikes.
Clover having a hard time here.
Oh. He'll have a repeat. But
Without
he
the
has...
green potion.
Yeah, no green potion, no magic.
Let's see.
Let's see what he does. And let's see what Box might find. That's a bow. That's his progression.
That unlocks a couple more places he can visit.
Did he have the big key?
It doesn't look like it.
I think he realizes that he doesn't have it. There is one more check he can do, and then...
Has to go out.
Yep, and there's
Clover
Clover
find him.
Samaria.
Yep.
Yeah, Clover deciding to save and quit. Leave the boss for now. The dungeon is, besides the boss, is completely checked. Not sure what Clover is gonna do. Potentially check Turtle Rock.
We're not sure which medallion opens Turtle Rock at this point.
No, because I was not able to see it. But I have a feeling it might be Quake.
That would explain why Clover's going up the mountain, yeah.
Because there's nothing else left there. And Box finding nothing more in the dungeon. So Box now knows that because he has very few checks left, that bow has to lead him to something.
Yeah. It's up to him to figure out what.
Oh, no, I know what Clover is doing.
Do tell us.
Clover is going into what we refer to as Super Bunny Cave, because the one pod that's near the chests has a full magic refill. So I think Clover is determined to beat Skullwoods. At this point, I would not do that, because personally, I would just go into the light world and gather as many checks as I possibly could.
Yeah, because he has, if I look over to my side, he has a lot of green dots on his map tracker, yeah.
And Box going back into Palace of Darkness with that bow, which is on his end now the logical way to go. And we know what he will find there, which will lead him
even further, yeah.
Into the seed. But, yep, Clover deciding to just go into the light world. Because that Christmas tree is not gonna solve itself. Empty mark that Moonbrill for Box.
Yep. So with Box having the bow and arrow, he doesn't have to do the mimic clip.
Nope. So let's find out what Clover might find in the dam. A little bit of love.
There we go, Box finding his pearl.
But Box still doesn't have light world access because he's still lacking that hammer, which is in Paradox Cave, which is on the mountain. That's why Clover's trip was a little more, time friendly, but
I think Box has figured out what the game expects of him at this point.
By now, Box has basically emptied out all of his other checks, so it's just, a straight tunnel.
There's only one way for Box to go at this point.
And Clover entering Mini Moldorm Cave, which is a cave with mini Moldorms and 5 items.
What a very creative naming this community has.
Nothing to the imagination. That's a lot of money.
Ooh, the shovel.
Are you digging it?
Ooh. I'm digging the big key to swamp.
Another one of those not mandatory big keys, but
he has it now, he can use it. Yeah. Box getting his key to Skullwoods and the hammer.
Yeah.
So yeah, Box's map tracker, which is not visible on stream, but that just lit up like a Christmas tree as well.
Yep.
So he has a lot of stuff to do right now.
It's now just down to who does what at what point and which checks pay off. Because in terms of items, Box does have the lead. But yeah, in a game like this, especially with randomizers, nothing is set in stone.
There's a lot that can happen, yeah.
A misplay, missing a chest.
Going left instead of right.
Yep.
I mean, even something as simple as that can
really
change up the game.
Clover picking up the 20 rupees out of You can guess what the name is, right? You can get 20 rupees in that cave.
Is it the 10 rupee cave?
Almost. It's a 20 rupee cave.
Okay. What?
It's yeah. Naming is something in this.
I know I'm bad with names, but that.
I mean, why would you make it a difficult name if it's just
That's fair
you
enough.
can get 20 rupees in 20 rupee cave. It's logical.
Yeah.
And we can see that Eastern is a crystal.
Clover not having his flippers makes him do the fake flipper trick right
Yep.
there.
The game now thinks that Clover is able to swim, but he isn't, and this will allow him to do some checks. Box now finishing up Tower of Hera probably. And Clover is now walking on the water. Not entirely sure why you would pick it up like this, but sure. Skipping 2 items in Waterfall Ferry.
Maybe he'll go back. We'll see. Not sure what his logic here is.
Getting hit will cause him to soft lock. That's one thing.
Taking it slow is very much the better choice here. Going back?
Nope. And he's now soft locked because his state was not correct. He tried to save the fake flipper state in the water walking state, and I think that didn't entirely go according to plan. But yep, Box making quick work of Tower of Hera as well.
But Box also leaving those 2 checks behind.
Yep. We'll just pray that it's not important.
Well, at this point, we'll never find out what's in those 2 checks.
Clover also opting to go to Misery Mire. With the entire village still left to check in the light world.
Yeah, not sure what he's thinking at this point here.
I mean, they know what they're doing.
I hope so. Well, they're playing the game, not us.
Oh. I still don't have any idea what the red crystals will be.
We haven't seen any of those so far.
Well, you won't see it on screen. Like when they drop, you can only see it in the menu. Or, when you do a map check and you have the map. So for us, it's not clear which dungeons they would need for that. But maybe one of them will eventually open their menu and we
can hopefully glimpse it, yeah.
We can hopefully see that they have one or not.
But that only unlocks the, what was it, the big bomb?
The big red bomb, and with that big red bomb you can open a crack on the pyramid, which contains 2 more items. Which in the vanilla game would be a fairy pond where if you drop your sword in, you'd get the golden sword. If you drop your bow and arrow in, you get the silver arrows. Which are Ganon's one true weakness.
I mean, our players can definitely defeat Ganon without those items.
Yeah.
But it will make their lives a whole lot easier if they got them though.
For sure. Oh, I think I saw a glimpse that Eastern is 5. Which means one of the red crystals.
Small key to Ganon's tower for Clover here.
Very useful when they finally enter that tower.
I imagine they were going to be going there like...
At the end.
Yeah. Because would that contain any progression items for them?
No, it can only contain like a sword upgrade, a bow upgrade, maybe safety items, but that's about it.
All right.
Because after 7 crystals, they're technically in go mode. So what you see Clover do here is push the block and then shoot the fire rod while the block is still moving. Apparently a moving sprite has no collision. Or at least a moving block has no collision.
Yeah, you can also, if you use the mirror, you can also delete the block.
Only...
But not in dungeons, because if you use the mirror in a dungeon, you get back to the start.
Yeah.
And like that's the last thing you would want if you're trying to go fast.
And we see Box enter the light world in a completely different spot. Like Box opts to go for the Eastern play, which is a very valid play on his end because he has the big key, he has a bow. The only thing that he's lacking is the lamp,
Yeah.
which would logically be required, but Box has played this game more than enough times to be
But
able to...
He visits our resident cowboy with 3 more checks.
Which has a small key to Castle Tower, some money, and some love. That Castle Tower small might actually be big. Find the green pendant in Thieves Town.
Ooh, okay.
So that is more information. I think Desert was a pendant that I saw.
I gotta be honest, I wasn't quick enough to catch that.
If that's the case, we only need 1 more pendant information, which...
But that's a rough hit for Clover.
That's a rough one.
Box now entering Eastern, which he can do a lot of.
Which is normally like the first dungeon you would do in the game, so
Yeah.
it requires very little items. Luckily. It only has 6 items.
But on the other end, it's quite fast.
It's, yeah. And Box finding the first one, being arrows. Yay! Yeah, as you can see, Clover has a little bit of trouble with Misery Mire, which would normally be your 6th dungeon in the Dark World. So I think it's your 9th in total, meaning you would normally have like 12 hearts at the very least. I kind of missed what Box picked up.
He picked up more arrows,
Even more! Like...
so he can shoot a shot.
Yeah.
If the host has
Yeah,
more
if you have
material to say, that's
Please.
not us just rambling on. Please go ahead.
I mean, I can remind you what we're racing for.
Ah, is that a pun you made there?
Aha.
Wow, okay. I may retire early at this point. But we're raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues. Mind strives to provide support to individuals and families facing mental health challenges. All of your donations will go to Mind. And I just saw something, which means there are still 3 incentives open, which are Bit Wars. One of them is the next one, actually, for Oddworld Apes Exodus. And, oops, I can't click. Please take this mouse away from me. We have Boneworks? Boneworks? Boneworks or Sick Bear? What are these names?
Those are very odd names.
I suppose so. Well, you have 2 names to choose from. Choose wisely. You have a costume, 5 costumes. Oh, Astrobot? Yo, actually, let Astrobot win for the Last of Us costume, please. Thank you. Not host bias or something. And then we have Save or Kill Snotty at Pizza Tower.
Yeah. So Boxmeister has cleared out most of the dungeon by now?
You have to yawn first and then speak.
Yeah, the yawn came mid-sentence, can't help it. But thanks for the advice.
Is their gameplay so boring to you?
Apparently.
That is crazy. He said, please get some items now.
Oh.
Oh, the lights go out.
Yeah, the lights don't stay on. But yeah, it was kind of easy for Box with the light on. And we can see what Clover finds. Bombs.
Bombs.
Yay. I don't think that's what Clover was looking for. The bigger issue is that Clover really wants to pick up this chest.
Gotta take damage.
And he has to take damage, and I think he will take at the very least 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah. That's gonna be a dangerous play here from Clover. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
And all
that's
for
a
a
map.
map for
Oh, that's
Pod.
definitely not worth the effort.
And we'll see if Box has practiced his quick kill. By the way he lines up, I'm gonna say no. But at this point, consistency over speed.
It's still reasonably
It's still,
quick.
yeah, it's still a reasonably quick fight. And yet another crystal on Box's end. So Box taking quite the lead in that regard. Leading 3-1. And Clover is basically trailing Box with with things like Ice Palace, but Clover could potentially beat Ice Palace in one go. Because he has the hammer and, you know,
That makes a lot of things easier.
that makes this dungeon clearable. Meanwhile, Box checking and see that Turtle Rock was a crystal.
What I'm still wondering is both of our players, neither one of them has gone to the town in the light world,
Yeah.
which has like a lot of checks, like
Which is
6 or 7.
5 and another 5. That's 10, 11, 12, at least 12 checks.
Yeah.
No, I think on their end even 14. But Box is now nearby. And he checks the forest immediately, which
Right.
makes sense. So you have to tell them beforehand that they had that many checks there.
Yeah, no, of course. Commentaries,
Yeah, commentator's curse. It's a thing.
it can go both ways, I think.
Yeah. So we'll see what Box will find. Some bombs. Not interested. Just keep moving. More health. I mean, that prevents dying, and as we told Clover before, dying is slow,
Yeah.
so...
Well, we've seen plenty of dying from both sides here.
Yeah.
Because of course, starting in the dark world with only 3 hearts is quite the danger.
Ooh. And we finally get to see what the bush crabs drop, and it's a single rupee! Yay!
That helpful.
I mean,
Meanwhile, Clover breaking the ice as well.
Box will now see... Box will check if we need to do Aganim. And
Oh, it's a map.
It's a
That's-
map, so... That check is completely dead to the runner.
The check did nothing wrong, so
No, but
it just had the map.
it had the map. The map is not interested. Or interesting.
We know the way.
Yeah, it only will show you a little bit of information, and with the amount that they already have, I don't think they will need it as much. And Box finding some more money. So Clover will soon find the bow.
Yeah, well, Box staying on the light world here.
Yep. Immediately getting a good few checks out of the way, which makes sense. Makes sense to do them now, at least.
There we go. Clover finding his bow. I would wager that Clover is gonna try to complete
Yeah.
the entire dungeon.
Definitely.
Box knows how to read now.
Ooh. That book is potentially big, given that it unlocks the monolith. Or the tablets,
The
as
tablets, yeah.
we refer to them. And it gives him access to the Desert Palace. It is a pendant dungeon, but
It could still have items.
it could still have very, very much required items. Because they are not even close to go mode.
I don't think Clover was intending to open that door, though.
Doesn't matter too much, because... in his position, he can just go to the boss from where he is, and then we'll be fine.
Okay, so finally
Finally.
we see some Kakariko village checks here.
Took him long enough, but may it be worth it.
We can go downstairs.
Stairs are hard in every speedrun.
That's true. Especially if you try to dash into them.
Yeah. Box finding more money. The Bombos medallion.
Big key to Thieves Town. And we've got a heart container.
Well, that big key to Thieves Town makes it that Thieves Town is also full clearable, which means that Oh,
Small key
another
to
pot
door.
small. Yeah, so on Box's end, we will see a lot of items in quick succession now, and well, we'll see what Clover will do. I assume they might go to Eastern as well. Nope. The South Shore. Makes sense. All those little pieces of love eventually
Yep,
give you love.
More love, more money,
More
and
love.
more love.
Yep. Oh, and I think Clover has picked up the flippers in the meantime. Which we
Yeah,
may have
he
missed.
does. And
That Misery
another-
Meyer small is definitely not needed. So, Box is going to pick up the item from Chicken Hut. You may guess why it's called Chicken Hut.
It's a hut with chickens in
Hey.
it. Ooh.
Yeah, it's really funny naming and stuff.
Now Clover onto the old man under the bridge.
Or as we refer to him as, the hobo. It's not nice to call him a hobo, because he has a tent.
He has a tent. He's living comfortably right there.
Yeah? It's his choice. Yeah, Desert was definitely a pendant.
I'm not sure if I would get the love from a sick kid though, but
Yeah.
at that point you were already gotten it, so you know.
And that's a small key to Skullwood's not very useful anymore. So the village didn't really have much.
Yeah.
It has some convenient items like a Bombos medallion and some like much needed health.
Library only bringing riches.
Box doesn't need it anymore, so Clover finding some bombs and some more money. I could not see what was on Racing Game, but by the looks of it, Box is going for it, so it might be important.
We'll get a second look. How very considerate of him.
Yeah. Oh, actually held on Zora
Well,
ledge.
I saw a hard container on the ledge here.
Yeah, Clover definitely gonna pick that up, I think, because they are only at 8 health, or 8 hearts. Oh, it's a small key. Yeah, I would pick those up. Those can be very, very useful.
He called it trash, but we know what it's worth.
That's a really important small key.
That's a very good small key to have.
As soon
Half magic from King Zora.
half magic,
Not needed to finish the
not
game,
needed, but really
but really
convenient.
useful.
Yeah. Especially with the current loadout, that's just a glorious item to have. And Box, continuing, he checked what we refer to as that cave that he just went
Yeah.
in. That's
Yeah.
cave 45.
The
It makes no
45th.
sense. It's the 45th cave in the
Okay, sure.
code or something. It's something like that.
Somebody must have thought more than like 2 seconds about it, so it checks out.
Probably. And we see the first tablet check from Box.
I don't think that ladder is there in
Nope.
vanilla.
That is specifically placed for inverted, because in the vanilla game you would go to the dark world, have to mirror there, get into the light world and walk there. But in inverted you can't really do that.
Yeah.
So they placed the ladder there so you can still pick up that item. That
ledge-
desert ledge item is just money. Box is like, nope, I don't need that.
We're good on the money front.
I wonder if he will actually enter the desert palace, because he has crystal dungeons to do.
Meanwhile, Clover over at our cowboy.
And yet
Friend.
another fetch quest item.
Yay, the mushroom.
But Clover found that shovel and never actually checked it, I think.
No, I don't think he did. We only went to Stumpy.
And we'll see what Box will find at Agina.
Is that the...
That's the old man in the cave.
Okay.
I don't even know what he'll tell you in the vanilla game. Probably something...
I think
Useful.
he tells about his connection to Sahar.
Oh yeah, that guy. And yet another pot small for Box. That's 4. Box will... I think Box knows the trick, so that will mean he'll need 1 more to be able to beat Palace of Darkness. If he ever finds that big key.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing they will need.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to
No.
desert.
He's skipping on Desert Palace for now, which
Makes sense
Makes
given
sense.
it's a pendant dungeon.
It's a pendant dungeon, you kind of don't want to be going there. But in Rando, there is a golden rule. And the golden rule is ABCD. Always be clearing dungeons.
Ooh.
No, Box trying to do a fancy chest pickup there. Because if the block is moving, you can shoot your hook shot through it onto the chest and immediately open the chest. But if you're just a little too slow, you'll end up clipping into the block and not being able to pick up the chest.
Now he has to go back in for that chest.
This time not opting to do the trick.
Very safe choice here.
Tried to swag, didn't pay off.
Yeah.
Continued.
Gotta take the chest of shame. Opting not to go for the shield.
Nope. The shield doesn't add too much value. It's only the third shield that adds a good amount of value because it blocks the lasers on Laser Bridge.
But we have other ways of getting around those.
Oh, and Box is gonna check the bomb shop,
which has
Eastern Palace and Misery Mire. So this gives us the information that yet another dungeon is a crystal.
And even a red crystal.
Yep. But at this point, there's 3 unknown dungeons. It's Swamp Eyes and Pod. Well, Palace of Darkness they've been in. We have no idea what that will give us, but as long as we don't have the big key, it's not something they're gonna worry about. They might worry about not having the big key, which I can completely understand at this point. Because the overworld in the light world has run somewhat dry of checks. So the answer is going to be in a dungeon. But which one? Or, you know, look, Boxfine says...
shovel and the big key to swamp, yeah.
Yeah. That big key to swamp is not that important. The small key, on the other hand, is very important.
We want as much small keys as we can get our hands on.
Yeah, and technically you kind of want all the big keys as well, but as I said, I don't think they want to find the Hera big key at this point, because they would have to backtrack for one check. It might not be anything, but it's one of those checks that will haunt your mind when you're playing. You're like, oh yeah, like I've done that dungeon out of logic now. What if? The what if factor becomes big.
Yeah. All right, I see a nice green screen pop up in front of our eyes. Yato, do you have something for us?
So now you're stealing my lines these days.
Man.
That is kind of crazy. We have 20 euros from Ross saying, I'm a simple man. I see friends playing Link to the Past. I donate to charity. See you all at annual, and happy birthday, Yato.
Yeah, thanks, Raz. I hope your birthday dinner, or your dad's birthday dinner was good.
And we are not invited? That's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
Such a shame.
Imagine watching Zelda, Randomizer, and not enjoying the family dinner.
Well, I think the family dinner has been closed by now.
We are family too. What is this?
And we are family, but different family apparently.
Damn, it do be like that, Ross.
Okay, Dominic Toretto.
Yeah. But so far, we can basically see both runners trailing each other's footsteps, which
makes sense.
It makes sense.
Think about it.
It's also just kind of funny because for us there's not much.
Yeah, we have all the information, but they're just finding out.
Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I would attempt. Maybe in Box's place I would go to Ice Palace. But then again, it's not logically clearable. But it is clearable, and you know, if you manage it, then
I'm gonna find out what Clover's aim is.
Hopefully the same as Box's. But honestly, I think I would dip Desert Palace. It has items. It has 6 of them.
Yeah. And it gives you the extra item from...
Let me do the proper thing and actually...
track their items.
There's 2 items left. For both runners. I think Skull Woods on boxes and has at least one left, because I don't know if he had the big key.
No, I don't think he had.
And Clover never beat the boss. Uh-oh.
Nope.
So has one item left. Evestown, they both did 4.
Seeing Box getting his half magic as well.
2. The only thing I'm not even sure about is how many checks they would have done in pod, but
I mean,
At
we're gonna
least
see
4.
that dungeon again.
they've done at least 4. Good enough for me for right now. Did Clover get the book as well?
No, he didn't. At least he hasn't marked it as on his own tracker.
I'm at the looks of it that he's not going to the... Oh, Box actually opting to
do
hand in the mushroom.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if I like that.
Well,
He could have done a little glitch and checked another item with it beforehand, but
just money, so
It's just
that's
money.
not too terribly bad.
no. But he now doesn't have the mushroom anymore, so he can't do the quote-unquote glitch anymore. Clover getting that pot small as well.
Yeah, so far I think we're pretty evenly
Yeah,
traversed the world here for both of the players.
I think, yeah, Box finally going to like the uncle check into the palace, which is normally the first thing you do in a vanilla playthrough, but... And Clover will pick up that mushroom as well. We'll see what Clover does with the mushroom. I missed what the uncle gave him, but it's probably
It's
not
a
that
piece of heart.
Oh, yet another one.
There's a lot of them in this game.
Yeah,
Apparently.
20 to be precise.
That's a key to Ganon's Tower. That's a good find.
At this point, they are good on small keys to Ganon's Tower. They would like the big key. Because that's the only item that could technically still be in Ganon's Tower that's required.
Okay, Xita and Blaster, I have a question.
Sure, go
Yes.
for it.
Y'all saying you should do this first in the vanilla game and the normal game and the this
Yes.
and the that. When was the last time you played this game normally?
Last year. Annual.
I think for me it's years back at this point.
Because during BSG Annual, I did a vanilla 100% speedrun with Wired Wiki
Clover,
together.
yeah.
The co-op run. Clover now finding out what his second red crystal is. And immediately gonna check that shovel.
Ooh, he's gonna use the shovel to dig
Yeah.
for answers.
I'm digging it.
I'm not.
Damn it.
We already had a digging mini game, so you know.
Yeah, there's a digging mini game and a digging spot, and
Yeah. I think the well has run dry.
I hope so.
Ooh, it's the key.
Small key to Tower of Hera.
Oh, no.
no.
I
I
saw a
don't-
little head shake from Clover here as well. So
Understandably. By the looks of it, Box has not found anything major yet. In what we would call the escape. His health is also kind of on the higher side, so taking a death warp here is kind of out of the question. Unless he walks into the ball and chain guard like a million
ooh,
times.
that's a big key to
This
this
dungeon.
dungeon.
There's always to this dungeon. That's the only big key that doesn't get randomized.
Is this even randomized?
No.
Okay. We had to make the joke.
Yeah, it's a mandatory joke. But yeah, Clover also going to pick up that small key for Swamp, we know. But they can't enter that dungeon unless they find the mirror.
But that's gonna be a while probably.
The funny thing is that they still don't have a lamp. We are over an hour in. They don't have a lamp. So anything they've done that involved dark rooms,
Was
technically out of logic.
Yeah.
Except for like maybe Eastern Palace balls, because there's a torch there which you can lit, so... I see Clover doing a lot of head shakes. I don't think...
I don't think.
They're-
Yeah,
they're-
not sure what he's thinking at this point. Oops. He
Yeah,
just found out that he doesn't have a mirror.
I mean,
We knew.
we could clearly see that, but yeah, Boxmeister going for what we call Dark Cross. This in the vanilla game, they've made a failsafe where the lamp is in 3 different chests all at the same time. But as soon as you pick it up, the other chests become blue rupees.
Right.
They made sure to do that so that after you got to Zelda, there is no way you would not have your lamp. Because then at that point you just skipped 3 chests. Or at the very minimum 3 chests. Box on the other hand, that doesn't need a lamp for this.
He knows where to go.
He knows
I
where he is
hope.
roughly.
You can see with his charged sword particles where he's going.
Except for that the enemies keep hitting him, which kind of annoying.
Yeah.
At this point, he should be good. It's downwards box.
There we go.
All that for a map to Thieves Town, which is the green pendant. Yay! Yeah, at this point, I would start dipping pendant dungeons. And you have the choice between 6 items in desert or 5 items in Thieves Town.
Yeah. Wondering where it'll go.
Or you could finish up ice.
That might be the play here by Box.
Yeah, it's makes sense. Because Ice Palace could be a crystal. It could be a pendant. Box, of course, hoping that it's a crystal. Because if Ice is a crystal and Pod is a crystal, they don't need that mirror.
Why
Yes.
not?
Why would they? They can enter all the other dungeons. The mirror is just convenience at that point. Swamp is the only dungeon in this mode that hard requires a mirror.
Right.
For Turtle Rock, it would be nice to have a mirror, but you know,
Sure.
it being nice versus it actually being required, different story. So we'll see Box break the ice once more.
Hey, Yato, do you know any good icebreakers?
You just break the ice. That's it.
I-
Have you
wow.
tried using
I-
a pickaxe?
I had never
Something-
thought about that.
That is crazy, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Thank you for those wonderful insights.
Yes,
Yes.
it's as easy as 1 + 1.
That's 3, right? Or is it 2?
4, right?
4?
Well,
I don't know anymore.
fun fact, technically both answers are right.
Wait,
Wow.
what?
Yes, 1 + 1 = 2, right?
Sure.
Definitely. But
Yeah.
1 + 1 is 3 is actually a Suriname series.
Wow.
Yeah, so the more you know.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yato
I mean,
dropping
and-
some facts on us here.
And if you look at it in binary,
Oh god.
that would also be 3, right? It's 2 ones next to each other. Depending on how you read it.
Yo,
Fair.
real? We're speaking expensive these days?
Yes. Also, Clover having... By this time, Clover has 11 hearts. Maybe you should start clearing some dungeons again. Box, what are you doing?
He didn't get the hint from Yato that you can use a pickaxe to break the ice.
Ah. Or
I
he's
think that's
just
it.
trying to show off the trick again.
For our viewers
Such
at
a
home.
showman.
Yeah. Giving the viewers what they want. Meanwhile, Clover finally getting into Kakariko Village.
Yep. We know there's not a whole lot of value in there, but
Still good for him to have checked those items. Got his bombos.
ooh, Box having a really rough time at the moment.
It is a tricky trick at this point.
Yep.
How does the trick work?
It's a extended door glitch, so to speak. So he lines up in a way that the door thinks he's still like in the door opening, and then you place the Cane of Samaria, which is by far the most broken item in this entire game, just because of the speedrun, or the things you can break with it. And then you glitch through the wall, because apparently walls don't exist. And I think Box's setup is different from mine, and it's different from Clover's, and I think for that specific trick, there's like 4 or 5 different ways to set it up. And everyone has their own preferred way. And yeah, some of the glitches that got found because of the randomizer actually got implemented in the actual, like the no major glitches speedrun.
Ooh, that's cool.
Making it a little bit faster. They now broke the 123 barrier on it. And the world record was, I believe, 123.09 for like 7 years.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. Still, it's, a matter of seconds, but it is in a run like this, it's a lot. And we will now find out what the final boss of... Oh.
We're getting some audience help.
Yeah, we get some help from the audience doing tracking, because
It's just a lot here.
it's a lot. Skull Wood Small, that's...
Even trying to
Whatever.
keep up some sort of engaging conversation.
Yeah, and then
Tracking
we have...
what both our players are doing.
Oh, balls. Yeah, so you can't menu while one of the puff balls is exploding, which is a little bit annoying. Oh, nice double hit. And
There
nice
we
double
go.
kill.
Nice.
And that's...
And it was the blue pendant.
So now we have all our information. Oh my god, Clover's end as well.
Clover checking out the Have Magic location.
So we now know that they will need the mirror.
Oh, just bombs.
This is the trick we refer to. Normally that would be half magic. You need powder for that. The trick that Clover just used is called fake powdering. You empty your entire mana bar, so to speak. Then you try to use the Cane of Samaria, and then the moment you use it, you menu towards the mushroom, and suddenly the game thinks that you're using powder.
Is the powder...
It's on the same spot.
Yeah.
It's in your inventory. It would be the same spot as the mushroom. It's the same with the shovel and the flute. But sadly enough, that doesn't. You can do the same trick with that.
That's too bad.
So Box now opting to go into Green Pendant Thieves Town, because he doesn't really have many other locations to go. Because he can't finish Misery Mire because he's lacking the Bicky. He can't finish Pod because he's lacking the Bicky. He, can't even enter Turtle Rock for all we know. So, yeah. But maybe Clover will dip into
Got
Desert.
another shield for Box.
Yeah.
Well, his first shield because he skipped the...
The other one. And this is what we refer to as the Fisher... Was it again? Fisher Price shield? Like the little tiny plastic toys.
Does it actually even do something?
It does barely anything. The red shield blocks a few projectiles, and then the mirror shield is the only one that actually blocks properly. But also generates lag.
Yay!
Because SNES games. Very well made. Totally not held together with duct tape and you know. But Clover dipping into Desert, we don't have the small key, so we can't check the items on the right. Unless, I don't know if they agreed upon something, but I remember the last time they were playing, they were discussing if safe scumming would be allowed.
Big key to Pod for Box.
That's actually big.
Just like the key.
Yes, and that's silver
Ooh,
for Clover.
Ooh. That's gonna make his Ganon fight like a whole lot easier.
Yeah. Easily saves you like, I think 30 seconds or something on the Ganon fight. Because 4 arrow shots is just way faster than...
All the spins.
At this point, 24 spins.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of...
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if Box knows the dance.
Getting hit, so no longer on script, but still looking good.
Oh,
And
there we
that's,
go.
Yeah,
That's
that's
nice.
blind.
yeah, that fight has very scripted progression, as he always does the same thing every time you fight him. But of course, if you get hit, you immediately get off that dance, as it were, and things can get out of hand real quick. Projectiles, they just keep coming.
And now it's logical for Box to go to pod. He can finish it. There's a lot of items still in there, so he'd be crazy not to go there.
Well, turns out I don't think he is crazy.
No.
'Cause unless he's gonna bamboozle us,
Yeah.
I think he's going to pod.
So at this point, they need a fire rod and a mirror item-wise.
Well, we have the fire rod.
Ice rod, I mean. Ice rod and mirror, that's the two items that they would need.
Uh-huh.
And then they need the big key to Ganon's Tower, and the big key to Turtle Rock, and the big key to Misery Mire. So we're technically looking for like 5 items in total. Given Box might like an extra sword or two
Sure.
to
It's
make
always
his
good to
Ganon
have.
fight a little bit easier. Like silver arrows would not hurt him.
Well, they will hook Ganon.
A lamp would definitely make their life easier.
At this point, don't they have already done like all the major dark rooms?
What are you doing? No, because Box is now in Palace of Darkness, and that dungeon has his name for a reason. This is the dungeon with most of the dark rooms. There are still dark rooms in Misery Mire. There are still dark rooms, or a dark room in Turtle Rock. The one in Turtle Rock is not that bad, honestly. The one in Misery Mire is rather difficult. So now Clover is in Thieves Town, so Clover will find the pod big as well, but I don't think Clover has as many small keys as Box does.
I don't think he does. We'll see which way he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, I want to cautiously give Box the lead here.
Yeah, Box is definitely in the lead at the moment, because Clover is basically trailing Box, so...
But as we said before, there's still a lot of gameplay left.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shenanigans that can happen.
Yeah, as we said, there might only be 5 items left that they need, but we have no clue where they are.
And our runners even less.
I get what Box is doing. Yep, I totally understand what he's doing now. So I was wondering why the hell he was going for the boss first, because the back has more items to check. But if he kills the boss, he gets teleported to the front, then he can go back in,
Right.
still check the back. But with the trick he's gonna do, he'll end up in a dark room. Very nicely done by Box, by the way. And normally you would just mirror out at that point,
Right.
because yeah, that's just faster. And this way you can also not mess up your keys.
So the safe play is being
It's
done
basically
here.
a safe play, and it's just a slightly faster play.
Yeah, makes sense for Box to do that then. Got good aim so far when he's standing still.
Yeah, hitting
'Cause
this boss is
I had to say something.
good aim on Box's end, killing the boss, and finding
What's it gonna be?
a sword upgrade.
But that's very welcome.
pretty welcome.
And a crystal to boot.
Yes. So Box has, I think, 6 items left in the dungeon.
That's still a lot.
Count quickly. No, it's 7. It is 7 items left. Because he has picked up 7 out of the 14. Meanwhile, Clover has saved the maiden and will go
For the
dance.
dancing. Up.
will Clover be able to dance according to the script and enter the Hall of Fame?
And the old sword will make the cut here.
Yeah.
Blind also loves his puns.
Blind definitely loves his puns.
I can't see why not.
God damn it. Now, a thing about the blind fight as well, like Blaster already mentioned that it's completely scripted, technically, the first time you enter it. Another thing about it is...
Oh, just in time.
It
Nice.
will always, regardless of weapon...
Ooh, Box finding another sword upgrade.
Yep,
now you can do some butter spreading.
Yeah, 2 swords in Palace of Darkness. Wow.
What a stacked dungeon.
That's a stacked dungeon in that regard. It didn't really give us anything to go on, like different
Another bottle for Box.
Yeah, that lamp though.
It's got to be out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just thinking where it could be because I think they checked most of the possible locations.
Ooh, going for the bomb jump here.
Yep, they have to because Box does not have the final small key, so he will need to do a hammer jump as we refer to it because normally it would get you the hammer. And it's
very tricky setup as we see here.
Yeah.
Oh, too late.
It's basically a double pixel perfect location because you need to place your bomb pixel perfect and then you need to position yourself pixel perfect towards the bomb and then you get blasted onto the railing and you can clip through it.
It looks like this went a lot smooth. Oh,
yes.
There we go. That deserves a clap.
That definitely deserves a clap. Clover going back to that Skullwoods boss. He's close by now, as close as he'll ever be, I think.
Yeah, he's a lot more items as well here. A lot more hearts.
Yep. A small key to Turtle Rock on boxes and... You know what would be funny?
Finding the lamp here.
Finding the big key to desert.
Uh-oh.
Because that would mean pedestal is suddenly in logic.
Oh no, not a pedestal
And they don't want to see that, but I do.
That'd be funny for us, yeah.
It's definitely funny for us. And, you know, definitely funny for the viewers, because they want more Zelda.
Okay, let's see the second attempt at Moth.
I did not see what Box picked up at the last item, but...
Can't really look at his tracker.
I can't see his tracker well enough to see it, but...
Ooh, nice fight for Clover.
Finally making quick work of that Moth. Also not very sure what... Oh, yeah, no. Box, where are you going? I don't know what he's going to do.
We'll find out together, I suppose.
I guess. So, Yato, if you have anything to say about, you know, BSG, the charity, donation incentives, be our guest.
I'll be our host.
Oh, be our host.
You said be my guest, so we can switch places, right?
Sure.
Ooh.
I should not say that to you because I know you'll just come up and sit here.
Brother knows me too well.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
My
Hi.
name is YatogamiNL. We are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering, a dedicated organization focused on hosting marathons within the Benelux region. Currently, we are excited to be live streaming our event from a brand new venue, the Fletcher Hotel Nieuwegein, the Netherlands. Something Twitch Prime, something Xita's forehead.
Wow, Yato. Wow. And here I thought we were friends. But in the meantime, Box has found his mirror, allowing him to go clean up another dungeon, which has 10 items.
That's a lot of checks.
While he's on the mountain, he decided to quickly do Aga Tower because there's still one item left in there. He doesn't have to do the boss, so it's just check the item, get out, and...
I mean, with his fully upgraded sword, he can zoom through there as well.
Yeah. We still technically need that lamp, but, you know... At
He's
this
done
point,
it before, so he can do it again.
yeah, at this point, I don't even... I mean, the lamp could be in swamp. Because the book is not lamp locked. But yeah, I have no clue what Box picked up because I don't even think it showed up on stream. But he picked up an item. We
Sure.
don't know what, but just believe us, he picked up an item. Now Clover is basically trailing him into going into
The escape sequence.
the escape sequence and all that. And Box will finally dip into Turtle Rock and check what's on Laser Bridge. And this is the only location where the third shield would actually help you. So you can block the lasers. But there's pixels where you can be on. to
Well,
not
he
get
has
hit.
to use the pixels at this point.
Or, you know, just die. So you have more health
So-
and try again.
Does Box know that dying is slow?
I'm not aware if he knows. Maybe we should tell him after the run.
Oh, I think, yeah. Because he can't hear us right now. I hope.
And
Ooh, the ice rod. Oh, that's a good find here.
yeah,
And the last bottle.
and the last bottle. It's just a little sad that Box
That-
isn't... Oh,
It
yeah.
had a fairy. Because, of course, the game was gracious enough to give him.
The game give it, the game take it.
Sure.
And that's
Big key to tower. Oh, no.
not what
That's-
they want to see.
Not a good big key to find.
Bulky to Misery Myers,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's sure. We can deal with that.
So yeah, at this point, Box would be able to beat the boss of Turtle Rock, but he doesn't have the big key, so he can't.
Right.
But, funny enough, you can route this dungeon from back to front.
Which is what he's doing right now.
Does Box have the big key, and did we not see
I
it?
don't- I'm not sure. I don't think we've seen the big key of Turtle Rock.
No. Nope, he definitely does not have it. But I don't think he realizes it. He'll find out soon
Yeah.
enough.
But there's still a couple things Oh no, he can't do really
no,
that
no.
much more.
Well, there is, but because you can route it backwards.
We're right. But yeah,
you
you
can technically
Figured
go...
he doesn't have the big key.
Yeah, you can technically just go backwards through the dungeon from like this entrance all the way back to the start. And Box had all 4 small keys, so it's not even a bad thing to do. This is another dark room.
Yeah, this is even when you can see where you're going. This is a pain in the behind.
Yeah, this is a confusing little maze, but as you can see, Box made it through it without any trouble.
So yeah, going backwards through locked doors is not a problem here for our players.
Nope. And that's the...
Key to misery.
Okay. Yeah, this Turtle Rock is paying off.
Right.
It would be funny if the Turtle Rock had the big key to Turtle Rock. Honestly.
That will be sort of awfully vanilla of the game.
Yeah, but it would also put Box in go mode. Because he's, well, technically not in full go mode. Because he still needs the big key to G Tower. That big key can be anywhere in the game.
Yeah, well, Cannon's Tower has like, what, 23?
22 checks without the big chest.
Right, so
and
that's
the
a
top
lot.
4. Yeah, so it's 22 checks in there that could have the big key. And then there's still 10 in Swamp. There's 1 in Skull Woods left for him, which we know is nothing, but, you know, there's a few left in Mire. There's still checks in this place, so
Yeah, there's so much more game to go.
there is enough game to go, but
He could be lucky, he could not be.
for Clover to win this race, that biggie needs to be in a really weird spot. Because I think at this point it's Box's race to lose. Even though Clover is quickly catching up as well, though.
Yeah, both our players making good pace through their respective plays.
That's an unfortunate...
The Chain Chomp's not really behaving
Yeah,
here.
this is the Mario dungeon, by the way. I think Box is gonna...
He
I
is
was about to say
getting
die.
lucky. Oh.
He was getting lucky.
Okay, yeah. Classic commentator's curse here.
Yeah. But yeah, Chain Chomps hurt like a truck.
Yeah.
But yeah, Turtle Rock has Chain Chomps, it had pokies. It just has a lot of Mario
Mario
enemies,
items, yeah.
weirdly enough.
Well, there's... was it the sea house in Kakariko that has
Yeah, that has a
Mario
painting
boat?
of Mario, yeah.
Nintendo loves their Easter eggs, apparently.
So yeah, Box will actually go for Swamp now, which makes a lot of sense. It has a lot of items. It's a dungeon he needs to complete anyway, so might as well.
Yeah. He needs a couple more items for Turtle Rock, so
He needs majorly the biggie. Like that's the major thing that he's looking for Turtle Rock. And then Misery Mire he can complete, so it's 2 biggies. That's all he's away from go mode. And then he would have done the sheet without the lamp.
which is definitely possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Box opting not to go for the mirror shield here.
It's not giving him anything anymore anyway, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
Clover
you're
finding the
getting
sword.
Sword upgrade. And some more money.
And there's the
Is that
Bicky
Bicky
to ice.
Oh.
Not one you want to see.
Yeah, it was Clover that already finished ice, right?
No,
it was Box.
Box finished ice. So...
That big key doesn't really...
No, and it's the only check he has left there. So...
It could potentially be painful for him then.
If that big chest has value, it will probably be a last location.
Clover going for
that
the
hammer jump.
Go bomb jump here as well, yeah? Showcasing how difficult this trick is.
And now Box will go for another clip we call Specky. Oh,
Is it named after a Specky?
I don't even know. But rails are a suggestion in this game.
Sure.
And that saves you like a small key, which pays off. Depends, like, it really depends on how he plays now. Because if you immediately go for left side swamp, then yes, it paid off. If you decide to not go for left side swamp immediately, it can still pay off, but it's a little less. But with the fact that they're still looking for items, I would say just go left side. Save that little bit of time.
Map to Skull Woods. Yeah, that's not very...
That... Yep.
Clover also showcasing how difficult this lineup is.
And getting it.
Right as I said that, yeah.
Box technically has now flooded a key.
Ooh.
There's a pot there with a small key. He decides that, you know, drowning it is good.
That poor key. What did that key ever do to you, Box?
Be slow. That's the main reason. It's slow. Because now you just filled it with water. Otherwise, you had to go around, pick up the small key, go all the way back.
Speedrunners are savages.
Yep. We don't care about feelings of keys and stuff.
Also, there's another famous game where we just ignore animals. We drown keys, apparently.
Yep.
Man, savages.
Yep.
A lot of them.
But yeah, let's find out what Box will find. A little bit more love. So far, Swamp Bell is not giving
really,
the goods.
Yeah.
Besides that, Ice Bell is big, which was not something he wanted to see. And a Skull with small, which is worthless at this point. It's not giving him anything.
While we're seeing how these plays play out, Yato, do you have any uplifting news for us?
How uplifting do you want?
I
Yes.
want all the uplifting news.
All the uplifting news?
Yes. All of it.
I mean, we still got the amazing bit wars going on. You know, the one from Oddworld where you can choose if you want to beat the... I can't... Yo, can you come over here and pronounce these names?
Which one of us?
Doesn't matter.
No.
Which one has the more elect capacity?
That's not me.
Damn, that's crazy.
Can you mute my microphone when I come over? Otherwise, stream will hear that.
Oh yeah, that is true. Joey's on vacation.
Okay, so we don't have any audio, guys. So I guess I'll have to come back later, Yato. I'm sorry.
Can you tell me which one is winning, though?
Something with bone.
Bone?
Bone?
Something with bone. Bone wax is a winning with 18 euros, and the other one only has €5.55.
So what you're telling the audience is that they should donate to change it?
Yeah, I mean, 13 euros is very
Oh, I see the
doable.
tech guy shaking heavily, yes. So he's agreeing that you should donate to change it.
Absolutely.
I have no idea about the game. So maybe Bone Wax is the correct option, but
I don't know.
I don't know who runs
Yeah,
that
me
game.
neither.
We don't have the runner
The only
present, I
thing-
think. So
I mean, I've already made the pun about the game title, so I'm not going to do that again.
nah.
That
What
is
a,
bang
what a
on.
world we live in,
Box
right?
has found the wiki to Turtle Rock,
That's
which
good news.
at this point puts him in a rather difficult position, I'd say. Because he has cleared most of his dungeons now. He can complete the last 2 crystal dungeons he'd need.
Yeah.
But then the big question is, where is the Ganon's Tower Bicky? Because at that point you have 22 checks in front of you.
I did see a very strained thinking face from Box, so
Yeah.
he's
yeah.
making the difficult choice of where to go next.
Yeah, he goes to the location that has the fewest items left. In his defense, understandable. Because this one is just... He knows how to go through it. He knows where the items are left that he needs. And... yeah.
Clover fighting Helmasaur here.
Yep.
With the hammer.
Yeah. So, for Helmasaur King, there's 2 ways to get the mask off. It's either 17 hammer hits or 5 bomb hits. As a kid, as like 6-year-old me playing this game,
Yeah.
I never knew the hammer was an option. I learned that when I started learning the speedrun.
Nice.
I always did this with bombs.
But this is the
This is
dungeon
the
you get
dungeon.
the hammer in.
Yeah, so it would make sense that it's possible with the hammer.
Right.
But as a kid, I never...
Ooh. And here we see the silver arrows paying off in a different location than just Ganon.
Yes, definitely.
Because, I mean, Helmasaur apparently has
A weak spot.
a weak spot to silver as well.
Given, I believe silver arrows deal like...
A lot of damage.
Yeah.
You get some audience participation here as well.
Thank you. Yeah. The silver arrows, I believe, deal 100 damage or something like that.
Ooh,
It's
that's a lot.
ridiculous. And then the Ganon still takes 4.
Yeah. He's a beefy guy.
So yeah, Clover is now in this final stretch of Misery Mire. He probably only has
You
one
meant
item
Box.
left. Box, yeah. the 2 screens, 2 people.
It works.
Difficult. Brain not braining, okay? It's late.
We've been here a while now.
Yeah, we've been here a while. But you can see Clover is also thinking, like, what should I do next? What is my logical next play?
Yeah, because his map tracker is pretty directional at this point.
Yeah, I think the biggest quote-unquote issue... Oh, yeah. Misery Mire
Ooh.
without a lamp is difficult.
Yep.
It is very difficult. Which, yeah, Box opting to go out.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah. But I believe if my logic is not incorrect, the lamp can be in Turtle Rock or can be in ice. Or in
Oh, no,
in
not in
Hera.
Hera. Oh, no.
In Hera. That's about your only few options, because I don't think
Right.
there's many overworld checks that Box hasn't done.
Yeah. Because at this point, I think...
Beside, did Box ever do Blacksmith Chain? I don't
No,
think he did.
we've not seen the blacksmith.
That's also still a thing.
Both of our...
Yep.
Or the second escort quest.
Yep. There's
Still a couple...
a few little things they can still do.
Those are, of course, the longer checks, so I can understand why they chose not to do them.
They lose time, and you know, doing dungeon checks is just straight up faster.
Hey, there's the mirror for Clover as well.
He's really happy. He was like, "Yay!"
Now he can see himself, his reflection, staring back at him.
Clover opting to go into Hera.
Ooh, is he gonna go for those last 2 checks then?
Well, last one, because he never found that big key.
He didn't?
He did not find the big key yet, but he did find the small key, so he's gonna go for the basement.
It could pay off here. It could have the lamp. Who knows?
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes. The best kind of yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we gonna go for the coffee break? Yeah,
Of
coffee
course.
break.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Wait, what are you saying? I don't hear you.
I can hear you, but you enjoying?
How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, that mirror was a little bit mean,
Yep.
but yeah. What?
Are you enjoying yourself? Aw. The
Are you
answer was no.
So this is the correct. We picked the correct seed.
Yeah.
So Clover
Just
generated a few seeds and like asked me to go through the playthrough for them, which I did. And I figured this one like came down to execution, which is the fairest way to raise it, I believe. Decision making and execution, that's
While still being within the estimate we have. Oh.
well,
I guess we
that
now.
might be big because Box has never found that small key.
Ooh. This could
This could be
prove
the turning
race.
point.
Yeah.
Like Clover has a long way to go, but
Like-
it's
But Box swiftly dispatching with one of the, in my opinion, the tougher bosses. Especially that first phase can get out of hand real quick.
and that's the small key to desert.
But it's another crystal.
Yeah, we knew that much. But yeah, Box desperately needs that lamp. Or, you know, needs a way to get through Misery Mire on a consistent way.
Clover finding their ice rod. That's a good reaction, I think. I
Yeah,
hope.
that's the only proper reaction to finding that there and be like, oh, are you kidding me? And yeah, Box is now in the front of the dungeon, which still has a few items. Which is a
Opposite
whole lot of nothing.
Eastern.
But yeah, there's also still a Spy Cave. But
But
they don't have any
Yeah.
safety items in that regard, because no cape, no blue cane.
so that's still out of logic then, right?
It is still out of logic. We might see Box go for it. Because at this point, he has to go towards, well, probably will go towards Hera for that big chest.
Uh-huh. Big Key of Hera, yeah, that's a understandable reaction.
Absolutely.
You open the big key.
With
big
the big
chest.
key of Hera, you can open the big chest in Hera.
That's generally how the game works, but... Hey, you asked us for help.
We gave you the help you wanted.
You never asked how helpful it's gonna be. So, you know.
Yeah, I can see what Box is doing. So Box is now gonna go and check that green pendant that he got like a while ago.
The good pal Shrash.
Yeah.
I refuse to learn how to pronounce his name.
Everyone in the community refuses that.
Well, but he has a sick cowboy hat.
Yeah?
And once you see that, that's all you're gonna see.
Oh yeah, he had the map for Ice Palace. So now we know that it's a pendant. I
Well,
think Box
that's-
would have liked that information like half an hour ago when he did the dungeon.
Man, that's
Also,
rough.
Box still had that big key to Ice Palace, so that
Ooh.
might also be a location that's in his mind being like,
Would he
ooh,
go
should I...
there? Clover finding the big key to Misery.
Yeah, it's a
It's
a
an
difficult
interesting
one.
to see, yeah.
But where was that small key to Hera that Clover got, but Box didn't? Oh wait, I think it's in Desert. Which
Yeah, I don't think Box has gone into desert.
no, Box is not touched on Desert.
So yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting seed we've got. I sure that those were words.
Words. Words were spoken to us. I have no idea what Clover told us, but
He smiled, so I think it's good news. I hope.
I think I know what Box is gonna do.
I'm not the best at recognizing facial expressions, but
I have a feeling what Box is gonna do.
ooh,
And that
is he gonna check
Yeah,
the pedestal?
yeah.
Oh,
At this point, I can't blame him, honestly.
he can read, so you know. Let's hope that's.
Just couch cash.
Okay. The
So,
classic.
No pedestal seat, sadly. But
Sadly for us.
Yeah.
Lucky for them.
lucky for them, sadly for us. But we get to see Herapod once again.
Yay! We like this pod
That's
so much that we try to get into it with unconventional means.
Yeah. I don't understand how people find those kind of glitches, but it's probably Tassers.
Sure.
Because
Or just, 1 HP in a dream.
yeah, fair. But yeah, for example, Icebreaker was a TAS only glitch.
Ooh.
That used to be a TAS only glitch, and then I think they just figured something out, and they were just trying it. But because of the pixel perfectness
Yeah.
and all that. But yeah, Kane of Samaria is so broken that it'll help you with that. And then they discovered, hey, it's humanly possible. And
That
that's this
Small to ice. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
not what you were looking for.
Yeah, Box finding out that the library hands out cash.
Oh, Box actually opting for the Smith chain.
That could
The
pay off.
unconventional way, but yes.
It is a short trip at this point.
This is not too bad on Box's end.
It's a decent play right now.
The purple chest, on the other hand, is a little more annoying,
Yeah.
but I'm very sure Box will
But I'm not
also
sure,
check that.
did anyone check out the pegs?
No, but they can't reach it because they would need a second glove for that.
Oh, right.
Or mirror in the position they are in right now,
Which I
which
think
Box is doing.
commentator's curse again.
But yeah, every time we mention something, it's like, yeah, let's,
Of course, doing it the fast way.
Yeah, this is a Japanese 1.0 exclusive glitch, by the way. It's item dashing, and it's holding both your item on Y and your dash button at the same time, and then you can use it
Yeah.
to
Alright.
quickly go through the packs. You can also use it with the shovel, but it will only give you the item in the last spot you shovel.
That's
It's weird, but yeah,
sure. Why not?
glitch.
Yeah, the game is weird. But Box opting to go for the escort quest here. And the thing I find out the hard way is if you dash while having the chest behind you, you leave it behind.
Yep,
And if you transition a screen, it's gone.
yep.
Gotta start all over again. Is that the key?
Yeah,
That was the
that's
key to Hera.
That's the key that we needed.
Boxes.
But we know that Box is in Go, but Box doesn't know Box is in Go. Well, Go. Because we still need that Cannon's Tower big key.
Right.
It'd be very mean if that would be like on the balls of Desert Palace, right?
Ooh.
That'd be mean, but funny for us.
Entertainment value for our viewers.
Definitely. More Zelda for the viewers. Can't go wrong with that.
Ooh, cape here. Now Spike Cave is looking tempting. Because we got the cape for Box. Yep.
Yeah, so Spike Cave is suddenly in logic, but I think Box will, at this point, dip Desert.
Yeah, that might.
He had that small key, so he will only leave behind 2 items.
That makes the most sense here for Box. Because
Right.
he's already in the area.
Gonna mark that, because that's gonna be a thing. Clover has nothing there. Ah, Clover finding Sanctuary hard. Which means a full heal, but not much to use it for. I think at this point Clover only has the boss left in Total Rock. And Box has nothing left there.
Yeah, I think we're getting quite directed in where to go
Yeah.
here, and Desert not looking like it's the best item laden dungeon here.
No. The biggest issue right now is that if Box does not find his lamp, Clover might catch up. Then again, did Clover finally find that swamp small?
I'm not
I think
too
he
sure.
did, but should have found it, right? Because I don't know.
We'll find
Well,
out
you
together.
can see his tracker, so maybe, but it might be too small for you to read.
Which one is Swamp again?
SP.
Yeah, that I can't read. Hang on, I can know boss icons, I think. He has 2 small keys.
Or swamp?
Is that correct?
No.
Or is that the one next to blind? We have the
No,
same.
this one.
I was way
the
off.
jellyfish.
He has none. Or
Okay.
1.
If he has 1, then
It's grayed out, but it's a 1.
if it's a 1, then we should be good. But yeah, Clover will have an easier time finishing Meyer. Because, yeah. But Box not giving up.
We're getting there. I mean, the race is not over till it's over. But it's a weird...
This room, like, with the current loadout, there is an easy way to do it, but I don't think they know it. Because if you get into the room, don't move at all, and then just bonk, like run with your shoes against that wall, you get bonked back.
Yeah.
Then hook shot to the left, you'll grab onto the pot that you need to lift the pot, place the block.
Right. Oh,
But
that's...
it's a trick that you need to know.
right.
Otherwise, you might get stuck like Boxes.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Clover is just
We can
rushing
definitely
through
see
it.
the advantage of having the lamp.
Yep.
Here.
honestly, this is even like for somewhat more veteran runners, Misery Mire Dark Rooms are still the more difficult runners.
I
Like
mean-
even top players struggle with it.
We can see why.
Yeah. It is I think the set with the hardest Dark Rooms. Like Palace of Darkness is annoying because, but at least you have like torches you can lit. Misery Mire is just like good luck.
So the name Misery Mire is very apt.
Yeah. And you
Silver
can
is
see,
coming in clutch once more.
yeah, silver arrows are so great in this fight because the small eyeballs only take one
Oh.
each, and the big eyeball takes two.
Nice laser dodge. Again there.
And
there we
that's
go.
Mire done.
Nice. And that's a compass to Turtle Rock.
Which, well, at this point, Clover
Not really
does
that
have
useful.
2 red crystals, so could go get that bomb and get that pyramid check. But at the same time, I think, yeah,
Is he going for that?
Box is gonna go for Hera at least,
Okay, so
which makes sense.
he has
'cause-
both the small key and the big key, right?
Yeah, he has both keys. It's like at some point the game starts calling to you.
In not so subtle ways.
Yeah. As I referred to it before, it could be a somewhat last location. Bok getting a little bit scared off by that door opening.
I mean, I always get scared of doors opening, so I get that.
Clover is now gonna go for, yep, the bomb.
The pyramid, yep.
Makes sense, actually. But, yeah.
There we
And
go,
Bok
finally.
finding that small key to ice. Might. But yeah, as soon as Box finds that lamp, the only thing he'll need is that big key.
Yeah, but that could still be
That
in
could be
lots of places.
everywhere except for the Ganon's Tower climb. Which makes it
Really?
rather
It can
annoying.
be there?
The climb it cannot be because you need the big key to go into the climb.
No, that's fair.
But besides that, it can be everywhere. And given, I don't think we have a lot of checks left in the entire game, but at least 22 in Ganon's Tower.
So while Box is taking his coffee break, Yato, do you have anything for us? I see Yato also needs his coffee at this
Yeah,
point.
he needs his coffee, which is understandable. It's been a long 2 hours. But yeah, Yato, any word from you? Like a word from our sponsor, maybe?
Yes, sir. We got this beautiful person with the microphone, the headset, and everything. Shout out to his forehead. Super shiny. Amazing. Thank you so much for this randomizer commentary.
Oh my god.
Why'd you have to say that while I was taking a sip?
I didn't know, man. You had to give me that warning, bro.
It's excellent comedic timing on your part. I applaud you for it.
Real.
Thank you,
So,
Yato.
you know, if you are tired of his forehead and you want to see more action, I got you, man. We got our partners. UKSG Green 2025 happening in Glasgow, Scotland, May 22nd until 25th, and NSG Fall 2025 on September 19th till 21st.
You were going to UKSD, right?
I am.
Will
And
you be taking your nephew?
I will be taking my nephew with me.
Nice.
So in case you want to steal Blastermak his shoes, now is your chance. Please sign up for UKSG Green.
Why my shoes?
Get a ticket. Something, you know. Why your shoes? Because they can.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good enough reason. Yeah.
Yep. Well, Box has found that lamp in the meantime.
Yep.
So that means
The race is going to be evening out. Back
Clover
again.
needs to hurry. But yeah,
Picky to ice.
that's that big key to ice. I don't think Clover is specifically happy to find that. But yeah, the advantage is in Box's hands right now. But Clover has the upside of having silvers. Not sure if that will make enough difference right now, but
If they're both in the Ganon fight at the same time, that might make a difference.
yes, but only then.
Yeah. I
Unless,
got to be positive here.
yeah. Unless Box falls a few times, you know, decides to hug the pig.
It's a slippery slope in that floor there.
Generally, when something goes wrong there, the whole fight will go wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, Box has found his silvers in the meantime. I completely missed that. So suddenly, it's no longer a difference.
Nope.
Unless Box starts... Does Box know that shooting the wall does nothing?
Well, I mean, I hope so. Still a mean thing to say.
What do you mean?
Mean. Nasty.
Yeah.
Not very nice.
Yeah, what do you mean? You're not shooting a wall.
I'm explaining what I meant.
Yeah, but why would you shoot a wall? What has the wall ever done to you?
Sometimes you just have bad aim.
Okay.
And I get it. He's shooting his shot
Fair
at the
enough.
wall. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'll keep quiet now and apply the 2-second or at this point like the 5-minute rule before I say anything.
But yeah, Box will make his way to Ganon's Tower, which suddenly is no longer on the mountain. It is now on top of Hyrule Castle.
Ooh. He has decided to relocate.
Yeah,
Clover is also very mean and drowning the...
yeah. I wonder what that small key has ever done to them.
Man, that poor Smolky. But it seems like we have entered like the final...
Yeah, final stretch of the game. So
We're pretty decked out in equipment. Like
Yeah.
we got
best sword, best armor,
not that many checks left.
a
so
shield or two,
Sure.
silver arrows. I don't think they could technically need anything more. Well, besides that Ganon's Tower Bicky, which we still don't know where it is. And that could suddenly be a
That could be a
surprise.
turning point, yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure, because it could be that it's in Ganon's Tower by default in this game mode. Not entirely sure how that was done again. Because sometimes they like to do randomness, but then not go like completely ham and be like, oh, it's mean to put that Bicky in like another dungeon than Ganon's Tower. And I'm like,
I mean, sure.
I can get it.
Make it a toggle then. You
Yeah.
know? 'Cause some people like pain.
Yeah, this was a game mode that was introduced for the Randomizer League, which is a competitive tournament that's held like annually. And a lot of people can just sign up for what they call the Open League, which, you know, everyone of various skill levels can join. And then you have the Invitational League, which is basically the Premier League of football, you know.
I don't do football, but sure. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, and then that's like the top, I believe, normally it's 32 teams. And they will face off against each other in like a series of game modes. And they try to implement something new each year. And then this one, I believe, was introduced last year.
It's
And
pretty
it was
fresh.
it was something that they wanted to stay. Like inverted was a thing beforehand. Keysanity has also been a thing that people like to play. And then the flute start was just like, oh yeah, that makes inverted a little more interesting, because else you're kind of limited to what you can do.
Right.
And there's the
Key
Bicky to desert.
Oh,
not like
No.
this.
that'd be very mean game. Fun for us still, but mean game.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that could happen, like the desert Bicky being in there leading to the... Yeah, that could be a thing, but I have a feeling we might not find that out. Like, my money is on it's in Ganon's Tower, because
At this point, it's the more likely choice.
it has the most checks.
So far, we're still finding like a lot of heart containers.
Yeah, we're still not decked out on full health, so...
We have the box has 3 more hearts left, so you know.
Yeah. It could be only pieces, it could be containers as well. I did not keep track of how many containers they found.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, so, you know,
there's 20, as I said, there's 20 pieces, which is only 5 hearts.
Yeah.
So, because in this game, you need 4 pieces of heart.
Oh,
yes,
there we
there
go.
it is. And that is actual go mode for Boxmeister. Meanwhile, Clover has finished up Swamp Palace,
Yeah.
which only leaves him with the boss of Turtle Rock, and then Ganon's Tower as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's about a, I want to say 4 to 5 minute difference right now,
Yeah. I think so.
but nothing too major.
No, definitely. We still have 2 very skilled players at the game. I want to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, but meanwhile, Box, I feel like the race is pretty much decided at this point.
Yeah. Unless things go
Very
south on Box's end, Box should have this. I do wonder why Clover is dipping into ice.
But I don't think he's gonna check the big chest. I
Why
believe.
would he?
I don't know.
He is in go mode.
Apparently
Okay.
He,
Let's pretend we're not confused.
well, he has exited the confusion, so it's all good. It's all
helps.
good.
I think he just realized that.
Commentator's curse.
I
That's
think
it.
he realized that ice was dependent. I mean, it's like, oh wait, I don't need to finish this.
I don't have to do this.
Yeah, so Box is now in the gauntlet. This is the climb of the Ganon's Tower. This is a series of rooms with BMOs in it and like various
Showing-
enemies, annoying, what you call them again, conveyor belts. And even though that Box has the final meal upgrade, those BMOs beams will always deal 1 damage.
That's
Same with spikes. Spikes will always deal 1 damage.
which can rack up pretty quickly here.
Especially since ice physics.
Yeah, it's really like a test of how good you are at the game
Yeah.
before the final boss here.
And a bunch of refights. Because the 3 bosses from the light world will reappear here with like a small twist on them. It's nothing major. For example, this boss only has that one like bullet shooter in the corner, but that kind of messes you up a little. The Armos Knights were in the basement of this dungeon, and they would be on ice, so you have to
Armos
fight
on
them
ice,
with ice physics added to it. And then the last one is Moldorm, which is the weirdest snake.
Hamburger.
Hamburger, a troll, because we call him Trolldorm.
Bouncy boy, yeah.
Because he's a bouncy boy. But yeah, his platform is different. And that's his
Gimmick.
new gimmick in this, which honestly to
I
me
can
makes
get that. 0
sense in a regard, because it doesn't make the boss harder per se.
More annoying. More like it.
Maybe, yeah. Meanwhile, Clover is already at the boss of Turtle Rock. Sadly, couldn't get the quick swap to the fire rod before the head started exploding. Because as soon as a entity is dying from the boss, which causes the explosions, you can no longer quick swap or go to your menu or anything of the likes. But yeah, Box has, in the meantime, basically finished up his climb. So the moment Clover enters Ganon's Tower, I think the moment Box will enter the Ega 2 fight, roughly.
There we have our hamburger friend.
Look, it's a friend.
He just wants to hug you.
Yeah, I know. But 2 quick hits will
We'll deal
get
with him.
rid of him. Will Box pick up Validation Chest? And nope, he does
it's
not
not a-
validate the run.
Man, run is invalid.
Invalid run, so the winner is Clover.
Yeah. If he picks it up.
Yep. Another like somewhat annoying room with a lot of spikes and conveyor belts and ice physics and annoying enemies and bumpers, and at some point they just decided we have a big room, let's fill it up with a lot of
why
annoying
not?
stuff.
Just put it in there.
And this is Aganim.
Aga
Normally, yeah, this is normally the second time you fight him. He makes 2 clones of himself. You can only hit him with the bigger lightning balls, which you can get triple hits or no
Done.
hits if yeah. But this is a test of how well did you pay attention in geometry class, which in my case is not a lot. I'm very bad with angles.
It's one thing to know them in theory. It's another thing to know them in practice.
But as you can see, Box clearly knew them. So
we get our angry bat animation here.
and with that, the final boss will
The
open up.
swag bounce here for Box, and yeah, Clover going for his climb as well.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say there was a pretty interesting, pretty close race up until like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah. It could have gone either way.
Honestly, yeah.
Do you?
They did a knock, so he was correct in that sense.
Yeah.
Can't blame
Get
him.
it always comes with puns as well. There is like a sentence that he can be is like, I'm your brother's nephew, uncle's. It's like
that's a Spaceballs reference, and I like it. Yeah, it's so good. But he will also tell you if you haven't found the silver arrows
Yeah,
where
he will
they
tell
are.
you, but only in the like his final few words to you. Now he will just say, "Oh no, silver arrows, my one true weakness," and otherwise it's like, "Did you find the silver arrows in blank?"
Yeah.
And funny enough, when he tells you that, no, I did not. Else you would not be able to tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Box living on the edge.
Oh, did he get the torch glitch?
He did get the torch glitch, and he's now able. Oh no,
Ooh,
not the double
hit.
but Ganon is a little annoying right now. Oh, careful, Box.
Don't fall down, Box.
Falling is slow. Don't do it. And that
there we
is
go.
GG.
That's a very good race from Box.
Get your single G's or GG's for Box in the chat.
Meanwhile, we
And
We can watch.
Our
Alright.
audio guy just walked in, so you'll be able to hear Box soon enough.
Hey.
Yes. So, Box, how did you enjoy the seed?
He's not that fast.
Joey is not that fast.
He is, but still. We would like to hear
Would be
Box.
great
Yeah,
if
we would
I
like to
can
hear
him too.
And maybe Stream wants to hear him as well.
Oh.
Stream already hears him. Okay.
Oh, we're just lagging behind. Then it's
yeah.
fine.
Yes,
I don't hear you.
Oh, we hear you.
we do hear you now. But Joey is mean.
It's
hi.
a-
We also hear a Clover.
Yeah, that's my receives that you need to change it on, I think.
But yeah, Clover finds his big key now as well. So
We're in the final
up
stretch for Clover
into
as well.
the climb he goes.
I can hear you guys.
Ooh.
So, Box.
How was it?
I was sure I was gonna lose at some point.
Well, we can tell you at some point you were on the losing side of this
Yeah.
race.
Yeah, no, I was really on the hunt and not finding things.
Yeah.
Your start was a little rough because Clover managed to mimic Clip, which found him the Moon Pearl.
Let me
What-
put it this way: the way because I went to pod before finding the bow as well, and when I found the bow and found the moon pearl there, I was like, "There's a good chance Clover has this early."
Yeah. He had
He
it.
did, yeah.
Yeah, he had it early. You quickly took a 3 dungeon lead. Well, at least you were on 3. Clover was on 1. He had a little bit of a struggle on Moth. Decided to just leave it be. Which one?
Yeah,
That's the one you did.
Because what the one strong thing about the start is that I felt.
You can just Clover can hear us as well now.
Oh, can he? Oh, that's
No, he just asked for that. But yeah, continue, Box.
I felt
Hello.
hello. I felt really strong on my boss. My Mothula was really good.
Yeah.
I think I had a lead at the beginning when I did Mimic Clip, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
probably.
had a big lead at
Probably.
that point. You kind of threw your lead by dying to bosses.
Yeah, I figured.
Ye-
Motula Dead was annoying.
Modula was annoying, yeah.
And Modula was just mean to you.
It was one hit away from death.
But Box,
Two.
help me remember, was this the game mode where GT Big is always in his own dungeon?
No.
Ooh.
I,
So you-
I know because a couple days ago we found a GT Big outside, so I know for 100% sure.
Yeah, I wasn't
that
exactly sure anymore.
It's randomized, yeah.
I know 100% sure, but because I felt so behind, I was like, because that's also why I tried to do Meyer without the lamp.
Understandable.
Because I felt behind. I was like, there's a huge chance that thing is in GT. But with how many dungeons I have checked, it could
Yeah.
not be in many places unless it was like something like
Ice Palace, Big
Spike,
Chest.
Spike Cave.
Spike Cave.
Want to know where it went wrong for me? I was about to say, hey, I'm gonna go in Swamp. Oh, wait, I don't have a mirror. Proceeds to have the mirror, doesn't go to Swamp because I forgot that it was an... I don't know what happened with tracking, but something went wrong.
But that's rough.
I took the mirror. I went into TR because I misremembered that I mislooked and
You thought you had the big key.
I thought I had the big key, but because I did that, I got a lot of the other big keys. So that's really straightened my path out a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, at some point it was like, well, we have Swamp, which can have the big keys, and then that's roughly it.
It had one.
Now, it
It
also
did.
had the Ice one, which was funny, because it was like, oh, Ice Spell is big. And at that point, you finished Ice. Clover never finished Ice. Clover has 2 checks left there, which is the boss and the big chest.
Yep.
Oh, because those are weird ones. Well, I didn't have the hammer as well when
No.
I first entered.
I didn't have magic.
Nah, Clover, because of the oof, that's an fairy.
Ooh.
Because the Mimic Clip, Clover had that Moon Pearl. So when Clover did his trip to the mountain, found the hookshot, could immediately check Lightwood Mountain, which had
and
hammer.
I also got the hammer there, I think.
Yep.
I mean, I also got
I'm doing this slow, by the way.
Yeah,
Take your time.
Take your time.
I'm used to doing this with Ether, so...
We are not in a rush. We still
No.
have like 11
minutes.
minutes
My
until.
computer is in a rush though, my laptop. It wants to update.
Uh-oh.
My laptop was also giving an update notification, but that was an hour earlier, I feel, and I was like, please don't do this to me.
When I started tracking, it gave all kind of antivirus pop-ups.
Oh, God.
20% of my nerves is caused by Windows update.
Yep. We disabled Windows updates on the street PC. Don't worry, guys.
As a fun fact, because I know the audio guy and some other techs are Linux adepts, I had to reinstall Windows on this laptop I used for tracking because I could, not for the hell of me, get it the same thing set up in Linux.
Which is probably really easy if you ask Duncan to do it for you. It's like click, 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 done.
Or you
Or-
get
or Blaster.
your ears talked off by him, but you know.
I spent about as much time reinstalling Windows on that laptop as I spent racing this race here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a long time.
But
I'm a
yeah.
little bit in suffering.
Also, you guys managed to show off, I think, the majority of the tricks.
The only
Yeah.
thing I didn't.
Hammer jump on both sides.
I was miffed about the first one because I had the lineup correctly, but was a little bit too late with the bob. And the second try, I got it instantly.
Yeah, it was really nice. Icebreaker, you managed to show off Icebreaker like 3 times or something.
It was good for conversation, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got that out of it.
What else did we have? Hey,
Ooh.
look. Brian lost his cane in G Tower this time.
Oh, I did the lobby clip in Meyer.
Lobby clip in Meyer.
Also, Clover, we're going to spoil you here. If you pick up the validation chest,
You still win.
You win.
We're not saying you should pick it up, but if you want to win,
You have to pick it up.
because
I skipped
Box
it.
decided to not validate his run.
I was
Oh,
like,
that was the invalidation. I was like, what's that all about? And the rose invalid. I was like, what the?
Hey! Validation money!
congratulations, your consolation prize is money.
Mr.
mean,
Krabs will be proud.
Money. Our host would be happy with more money. I think.
I think everybody here would be happy with more money.
I mean, for charity in this
Especially
case.
for
Of
charity,
course.
take it away.
For
Yato.
charity, absolutely. What do I need to take away? Go finish your sentence. The run is almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You can join in the fun.
also
Which
Clover
fun?
really close it.
I don't.
What do
trust
you
that.
mean, which fun? This was
Which
a fun
fun?
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
We-
about.
I don't know what the time is. Oh, that's the time.
Oh, funny. Box found all 20 heart pieces.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yup. So the only 3 hearts he's missing are actual heart containers.
Nice.
No.
I know. I skipped at least one on I think Zora's Ledge.
Yeah, Zora Ledge was a heart container. You never found your second glove in the seed. KC would be proud. Shoutouts to KC, who's probably watching from home, maybe.
We hope he's watching.
To be fair,
Okay,
I didn't
Clover.
need it.
Hold on. I have to focus for a bit. I
Yo,
don't want
lock
to die.
in.
Gotta go.
This is the geometry class I talked about.
The geometry class was kind of hard one.
Yeah, this
Especially if
is...
you get blue balled.
Hey, yo.
Oh, suddenly no audio for me anymore.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
yeah. I hear it over the
Okay,
speaker.
there you
I
go.
hear it over the
Easy.
speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't hear it in our headset,
I'm gonna
but
make
it's
a
fine.
quick trip to the bottle.
Yeah. I
With
can
your
understand
current loadout,
why.
yeah.
We'll still underestimate, so it's fine.
You're still gonna go underestimate.
What you could do is go into the castle, take a death, and that reveals you most of the way.
But also low on magic.
I have a green bottle.
Then go into the castle, die. You're on 1 health.
That's
How
not
hard can it
nice.
be?
I'd rather buy a bottle. I'd rather
I
buy a
mean-
bottle.
He's good at dying, though.
Yeah, and we have told him so many times, dying is slow.
Did somebody keep track of how many times I died? Jesus, Clover.
What did we say? Dying is slow, Clover.
The only deaths I took, the most deaths I took was in the Meyer dark basement
Yeah,
attempt.
and the one intentional one in Thieves.
Yeah, I took a few intentional ones to that warp, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was really miffed about getting sniped in the end by the chain shots.
Yeah, the chain jumps
Yeah.
were really mean to you.
Also, what Turtle Rock was so bare empty.
Yeah, but the way you managed to dodge it at some point,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh my god.
I saw the thing overlap my sprite when I entered the pause menu. I was like, if the moment I unpause, I'm dead.
Yeah, I was like, either he makes this
And then I was like, chook chook, whoop whoop whoop, and then I got sniped.
Also, Clover,
again.
you can talk to the lady to heal.
I am aware.
Okay.
No worries.
Just making
I
sure.
played these games before.
Just making sure.
That bonk says otherwise. Love you, Clover.
You want to do the final boss?
No.
Sure.
Zita's up for the challenge.
No, not Xita, you.
I mean, with this loadout, it's
doable.
It's
Gold
18
sword.
hearts, gold sword, silvers,
I feel
red mail.
Oh, you
Red
got
mail.
one more. You got one more than me.
Yeah, he picked up the Zora Ledge hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
The other two are probably like in King's Tomb or something.
Yeah.
King's Tomb,
I wouldn't be.
Spy Cave,
Oh no, wait.
Desert.
I was about to say.
Not on the pedestal, by the way.
I
I
thought
checked the pedestal.
I know.
I never did. I just was like, let's let the other be a bad
Well,
seat.
I did the checks for the blacksmith and such really late, just to mark them off, and I was like, well, since I'm in the forest anyway,
Yeah.
I should check the pedestal since I have 2 out of the 3
Yeah.
pendants anyway.
Yeah, so Clover, ready for the final boss?
No,
Oh, no. You do the boss, else you'll still lose.
I don't want to go overestimate.
5 minutes, that's...
You're just rude.
Yeah,
I know.
you guys are rude. Just dropping into someone's house without
Uninvited.
knocking.
Yeah.
To be fair, Ganon also dropped into someone else's house.
Yeah. Clover, be careful with your magic usage.
I'm aware, but I
Says
popped
the
two
one that
potions.
also that generally uses cape for this fight.
I did it without the cape, so
I know. You did it really well.
I was on 3 hearts and I was like, oh, don't be greedy, don't be greedy, don't be greedy.
Greedy.
Yeah, at some point it got a little close to death, but you at least pulled it off. And torch glitch.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
So I think most of the tricks got shown, and I like when the race started, I immediately missed the first check, and it took me, I think, 3 minutes to realize it was the boots, because at some point I saw you dashing away from thieves, and I was like, wait a
Wait, hang
second,
on,
it's
hang
not
on.
starting boots, it's starting flute.
Yeah, with all the a lot of the
Good lord.
Oh, no.
a lot of the league formats do have
Hey,
starting
I'm
boots.
taking
so,
that 2 hours and 30 minutes serious as an estimate, okay?
we were ahead of schedule, so it's
You can continue for 20 more minutes, I've
20
heard, so
more minutes, easy.
throwing for content.
Going
I
for
see
content.
what you're doing here.
Get that third pendant and actually pull the pedestal.
Oh, please no.
They already dared me to check the chest in Tower of Hera, big chest, which was nothing.
I
so-
checked it.
He found, like, he checked
he found the big key to
basement.
Hera.
Then he went to Turtle Rock, found the big key to Hera, and asked us, what do I do with this? And the both of us reacted, open the big chest. Which, you know, wasn't a lie.
I also I was so distracted by finding the flippers in the. Oh no!
And then people say I'm mean.
No. I was so distracted by the flippers in blind cell that I completely forgot to check the big chest. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think either one of you did the big chest in
I
Thieves.
checked that.
Oh, really? I
Well-
Yeah, it was, I think it was rupees.
It was nothing.
nothing important. Yeah.
Nothing of value.
I mean,
Well,
rupees
rupees
do
are-
have value.
Yeah, but not for me at that point. Ganon, stay still. Ganon!
That's a lot more
That's
teleports
how-
on the second one.
One more hit before he stops teleporting like this. Hey!
Oh my god.
Ah. But did you find the silver arrows?
Yes. Really quickly, actually.
I took ages to find them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
we're gonna need those 20 minutes apparently.
apparently.
I need to stretch my legs because I perched
Yeah,
them up
fair.
against the chair and I was so cramped with the nerves
yeah.
at some point.
I mean, let me just actually get back to get another bottle just in case.
So at least I hope everyone at home is having a good time.
Yeah, I hope so.
I am. Are you not having a good time?
So
Are
about
you
an
not
estimate.
entertained?
I am, but
I am actually since 50 minutes having a good time. So
Understandably so.
Oh man.
Yeah, this seat was something.
this seat took a lot out of me.
I mean, getting. While I was at some point, I was like, okay, I know that the Moonpearl was locked behind the bow. So I was
Yes.
like, where is my bow logic?
But
Which was
I
the Ice Palace one, I think.
the both of you, and this is something. Oh, sorry. I mentioned to Blaster as well. I found it really strange that both of you got like Light World access, did a bunch of things in Light World, but never went to the town, which is like 14 items just for grabs.
Well, I went to Eastern because I was like, I got that Eastern key, big key, really early. And,
Yeah, you knew it was a red crystal, so that kind of helps as well.
So I was like, I was following my ABCD, which I
Yeah.
learned from you, actually.
yeah, I actually
He
mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always be clearing dungeons, but at some point, the both of you were doing like separate checks left and right. I was like, there's 14 checks in the village. Go to the village.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think at that
The village
point,
was bare empty, but
but I think at that point I had dungeons that I could clear.
yeah, Dark World dungeons, which
And,
Box had already been into.
Also, I was like, oh, I have four unknown dungeons. One of them is abandoned. Well, one of them I can clear. So let's check what that is. And it
That's
was
fair,
abandoned.
yeah.
So
And that was a good way to go, because it would given you information.
Yeah.
Anyway, if it was a crystal, you would have needed to do it anyway.
well, basically all the other dungeons I couldn't progress in, so I had to do ice at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, the pot big was also in a somewhat nasty location.
Where was it again?
Where was it again?
Again, I would like you
Meyer?
to be a bit more.
Oh sure.
It-
I don't
it
know.
could have been Meyer.
Pot big was not in Meyer. Because I got it well before I did the rest of Meyer, and I checked most of Meyer on my
Wasn't
first
Swamp
visit.
either. Swamp was Turtle.
Wasn't it in? Wasn't Pot actually in?
No, it was Thieves Town.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thieves, yeah.
Yeah.
Pendant Thieves, but of course.
Green Pendant Thieves.
Green Pendant always has progression. I've called it.
And to be fair, Thieves was like, okay, well, having to do Pendant Thieves is not the most punishing one,
Okay,
I
you know
guess.
what? I'm just gonna take this slow.
That's
Don't
fair.
don't be greedy.
Instantly misses Fire Rod shot.
Yeah.
And Ganon. And
Sir.
Ganon again. Clover, please be careful.
Don't fall.
Clover.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh. Okay. That's one.
That's
But
a
they're gonna
double.
make it exciting, right?
That's nice.
There's
hitters.
exciting and like heart
Okay.
attack level.
Okay.
A1 and A2. And then Ganon
Sure.
decides to like do that sneaky
Okay.
little
You got
haha
him.
bye bye. And GG.
Ooh.
Now, don't walk early off the ramp, please.
Walk
Falling
over
is
the
slow.
bridge.
Falling is slow
In
apparently.
this case, falling is as slow as doing the
don't play
entire
around
boss
with
again.
that diagonal movements that fall off. I did that once.
And
Yeah.
And-
And that's time. Well played, guys.
was a good seed.
Yeah,
honk.
Honk.
honk. But yeah, I think we've discussed most of it.
Yeah,
so,
I think we said it all.
I think at all it was a fun seat.
I think it was a fun.
Was a fun race to watch.
I feel it was a fun race.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I did enjoy. The only thing, little bit sad was at some point I had to ask them to actually put my mic up, my audio up because I actually could still hear you
Oh
guys.
no.
yeah.
I could. It would bleed through at times when I was like, keep focused. Keep
At some
focused.
point, I was at Turtle Rock or something, and I heard you say something on ice, and I was like, okay, well, I know the box isn't getting us down right now.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys made it a cool race, and thanks for that. I hope
Thank you
audience
for,
enjoyed it just as much.
Thank you for commentating,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
No problem.
Also, you at home, people, thank you for watching. But there are even more runs to come for the end of the day, so
Yeah,
stay
something
tuned.
about an
Awesome.
odd game or something. Yato is
yeah,
probably able to tell us more.
Yeah, some odd game incoming. Thank you so much, Clover, Boxmeister, Blastermak, and Xita's forehead. Thank you so much for the content. Really appreciate it. Great race. Good randomizer. But we're going to the next one, which is Oddworld Abe's Exodus, ran by Blue Candle XD.